Get serious about fraud. Lisa Brady, Fox News. That message moments ago to states from Vice President J.D. Vance.
This does not have to be a red state or a blue state issue. This is just basic good government.
Just announcing the federal government is deferring more than $1 billion in Medicaid reimbursements to California and sending letters to every state threatening to withhold billions from fraud control units that are supposed to target fraud.
We can only help these state programs if those state programs are willing to help themselves. So these letters are the first step, the first effort to try to force these states to get serious about prosecuting fraud.
Medicaid and Medicare Administrator Dr. Mehmet Oz just announcing that 800 hospices believed to be fraudulent are now suspended in the Los Angeles area. And there's a new nationwide moratorium on all new hospices as fraud investigations continue. The vice president also just taking questions and defending the president's strategy on Iran.
I agree with the president that Iran should not have a nuclear weapon. We're obviously engaged in a very aggressive and very engaged diplomatic process to try to ensure that that doesn't happen. And the president has a lot of options.
This as President Trump prepares to hold a summit with China's President Xi arriving in Beijing earlier today. China has been the biggest buyer of Iran's oil, but President Trump has said he doesn't need Xi to intervene with Iran. The surge in oil and gas prices since the conflict began, fueling hotter inflation.
Prices paid at the wholesale level before they reach consumers jumped in April. The producer price index rose 1.4% for the month, up 1% for core PPI, excluding food and energy.
Fox's Jenny Cosola, year over year, wholesale prices up 6%. New leadership on the way at the Fed. The U.S. Senate just confirming Trump nominee Kevin Warsh as the central bank's new chair on a vote of 54 to 45. America is listening to Fox News.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-884-1012 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-884-1012. That's 800-884-1012. What do you have to lose? Call 800-884-1012. Again, 800-884-1012.
All right, look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. And to the mountains of Macon in the special Nurse Lori Rehab Center, a day, every day, better than better. It's Pete Davis. Holder Kevin Sports coming up. And it's only Jeff is here. It says just Jeff here. And Flounder here in the studio. Pete Davis joining us. Pete, how you doing? How you feeling? What's up? You looking good? And you lost a little more weight, looks like, too. Huh?
Every day and in every way, we get better and better.
That sounds like something from.
I don't know where I got that from. It's a TV or
I've heard it before. I've heard it. It's got something in here that I know.
It's British.
And better.
Better and better. Yeah, I forget what it's. It's probably a psychiatric use.
I wonder for something like Mary Poppins or something, or a Dick Van Dyke movie or something.
It might be Mary Poppins.
I'll bet it's something.
Oh, I'm frozen again. Oh, there we go.
He's frozen again. So we'll.
I'm frozen again.
Now, does Jeff know how to do that stuff?
Not the video yet, so I'll be showing him that.
Again, it's if it's only me, it's only the Kimmer. Just Jeff, I think, would be appropriate because he slips in. He's very quiet and very professional. Brings me water. It's unbelievable. And I bring him a cookie, so everybody's happy. Anyway, Pete, I don't know if you can. Oh, you missed it. A picture of Pete Davis frozen with his finger in the air is making a point. But first,
hey, I walked up the hill today. It's the first time I've done that.
Really?
So
wow. Well, and how did you feel? The heartbeat or what happened? How was it?
No, the good thing was I didn't feel anything. The last time I tried that 2-3 weeks ago, I was winded. This time I walked up and it's like, well, damn, that was good.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Well, that's good. That's good to hear. In fact, I'm back. I'm trying to do more. In fact, you know what? I didn't. At some point, I'll get to this thing.
What do you like to do more of?
A lot of things.
Good shows.
A good radio would be good. I guess.
I think you were about to talk about you're working out or exercising.
Well, actually, I am trying to. I have a list here I got the other day, and at one point we'll talk about it. I think it was kind of interesting. It's called the 20-minute workouts that everybody should be doing no matter what your age. And it lists it's just very short, and I won't do them right now, but I'm teasing for later. And it has the 20-minute workout of things you should do depending on your age limit, including, for example, in your 40s, your focus is on prevention, lowering your blood pressure, cholesterol, stuff like that, and reducing cardiovascular risk. So you should 5 minutes of brisk walking to warm up, and then 12 minutes of steady, high-intensity cardio, like fast walking or cycling or rowing for 12 minutes, and then 5 minutes of strength work, like with weights or something, during your cool down. Weights are resistant to build the muscle and support cardiovascular health. But again, 5 minutes of walking, 12 minutes of stuffy stuff, a little weight thing and 20 minutes, and boom, that's for your of a 40-year-old. They even have listings for guys like me from 80 and up, and of course, I'm doing the 40-year-old thing. or even the 30-year-old thing. I mean, but again, I'm not. I mean, hell, I'm a freaking wreck. But but again, these are introductory kinds of things for every age group. So we'll talk about it coming up. All right, can repeat Flounder and Just Jeff with our great appreciation here today. It's a beautiful hump day, Wednesday afternoon. Braves. Braves are in town, and I'm going to tell them what I almost did. But we have news. We have a lot of newsy stuff. Really good newsy stuff. And Flounder's Funnies, and we got tweets, and Pete's got a game and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I come in. I'm walking in there. I've been here a while. Then I had to go do something. I came back in the door, and right as I turned the corner to come into the studio, right in front of some of the managers' offices, there's a group of 5 or 6 guys, including Mr. Dickey. So there's Mr. Dickey, and there's 3 or 4 680 guys, broadcaster guys. The teams. So it's Mr. Dickey and 3 or 4 680 guys, and then this big bulky guy.
It was Cellini and Domino.
Cellini and Domino. Okay, and then I wasn't quite sure who, but there was this big kind of bulky guy wearing a "Kill Your Wife" T-shirt or whatever they call him.
The tank top.
Tank top. Tank top.
Wife beater.
A wife beater. Tank top. And I swear to God, and they're all laughing and joking, and they're making, they're having a good time. And so they're like 6 guys. I'm with Mr. Dickey. What's up? I swear to God, I was one frog hair away from going up to him and say, "Hey, this isn't a freaking fraternity party around here, or something." You know who the big bulky guy was?
Yeah,
Ryan Klesko.
Klesko.
Yeah, I was walking out, and I was like, "Oh, that's Ryan Klesko."
Ryan Klesko, and I didn't know who it was. I had no idea. Flounder told me.
Actually, he's probably. I mean, he's a friend of law enforcement. Big fan.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Some deputy sheriff.
You'd probably be a fan of Down the Hall.
He got so mad at me one night.
What for what? What'd you do?
It was right after that umpire, I think John McSherry, someone died of a heart attack in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And I was talking about umpires that overweight should not be umpires. They should be, they should be more fit.
Yeah.
And he called up. He was driving somewhere. He called up, and he was not happy with my take on the situation. No,
in what
but
way?
At the end of it, it was fine, everything. Yeah. But at first, he was not happy with what I was saying.
What was his reason for being upset that umps shouldn't be fat?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think he probably knew him, and he was kind of sad.
Felt bad that he died. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, he's right there. I'll bet you I could have pulled it off. Maybe the 680 guys wouldn't have been.
I probably would have removed the GD part.
Oh, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't have. I was going to use a bad word, but I wouldn't have done that. But if this isn't a freaking fraternity house party or something,
ladies.
One more Ryan Klesko story.
Okay.
We're up in Chicago. This is the year that Tiger won the Masters '97. Running away with it.
Yeah.
So we're up there. It's freezing the first night. It's beautiful the next day. Klesko's playing left field for most of the game. The Braves were ahead, so they put in don't worry, you can still hear me. Don't worry about the frozen. Klesko is taken out for defensive replacement. The defensive replacement is a black guy. I forget who was playing left field. The fans in left field, the bleachers, were so drunk, they kept yelling at the black guy, calling him Klesko. And I'm going, it's not Klesko. That's how drunk they were.
It's Eddie Matthews, for God's sakes, or something. Oh, mercy. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and just Jeff. We're all aboard here. 310, our number 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We have a game. We have tweets. We have a lot of sportsy stuff coming up later. Oh, in fact, Pete, let me do one more quick sports thing here. Well, also, we're giving away tickets to that really fun event this Saturday, this weekend, this Saturday, at the Rustics Manor in Holly Springs. Real fun event as part of the Preakness coverage anyway. Pete Davis, you mentioned yesterday, I don't think we got to it during your sports thing, that, do we need to unfreeze him?
Yeah, I'll go check.
No,
Okay.
I'm here. I'm still here.
That you mentioned a sports thing that I'm not going to like something about watching sports on TV or something this year, and we never got to it. But I'll bet I know. Right. I'll bet it has something to do. Didn't I understand now that every single NFL game will be played in Europe this year? Is something like that? Every game is going to yeah.
No, if you want to do that story before sports, we can do it to make sure we get it in because it concerns you and TV.
Well, no, you teased it yesterday, and then we never got to it, and I was afraid it was you can only watch your TV on a certain thing. I don't know. I didn't know whether you want to tease it for later, but I know.
No, we can still do it.
Well, I was just curious. But I know something's going on, and I know I'm not going to like it.
No, you're not. No, a lot of people aren't going to like it.
Why are they?
Because it's the NFL, and they know you'll watch, and they don't care.
Well, maybe
they're making money.
You know what? I'm doing freaking end zone, free zone. What is it called? Fark zone, skank zone, end zone, fire zone.
Oh, they've screwed around with red zone too.
Red zone.
ESPN's mucking up.
Well, now they got commercials every once in a while too. So I know he just died again.
No, I'm not.
Oh, no, now you're back. Okay. Anyway, well, sorry, folks. Well, things happen and we take care of them. Now, anyway, Chief's got a million stories, and we will give away the tickets. And people are going nuts about Marco Rubio wearing a tracksuit on Air Force One with the president, just like not Mayorkas. So speaking of Mayorkas, I think I sent the guys a video from that dirty, rotten, slimy grease spot. Now, lying once again. 5 years ago, I put the video that I posted today because he was lying about mounted border agents whipping Haitians with whips and chains. And what he said at the time was, this reminds us of the worst, darkest days in America when whipping black people with, I'm going, oh, you dirty, rotten slime bag, because he knew that wasn't true. Total made up a lie about it. I'm sorry.
So do you think it's wrong that he wore a tracksuit?
No, not at all. I think it's cool.
I agree. I totally agree.
They went nuts.
When you're traveling, you should wear something.
Not only that. I mean, it wasn't like a NASA thing, or it's not like it's not like you got it at J.C. Penney and it's torn and ripped with chocolate sauce on it or something. My God! And he was for the president. So and it was the same thing that when they took Maduro away, which is pretty funny from Venezuela, and when they brought him to America, he's wearing the same thing. And Marco Rubio now is a freaking superstar on social media. He was a disc jockey. Remember at the party he had at the wedding thing? And it's unbelievable.
He's got probably one of the most popular memes because anytime the Trump or something happens, he's the one sitting on the couch. It's like, looks like Trump needs a new so-and-so guy. And it's Marco Rubio.
It's just, the guy. And remember, this was little Marco.
Yeah.
I mean, what a change.
Remember when he was talking, it was the post-speech after, I guess, Biden spoke, and he had like all the white stuff on the side of his mouth. And he got ridiculed for that. But look at him now.
Yeah, oh my God.
He's the leading candidate for president. He's ahead of J.D. Vance.
I would pick him over Vance right now. Today, I'd pick Marco Rubio because he's got more energy and assertiveness, and he's a kick-ass guy. I mean, he's not taking any crap off anybody either. I love when he. Well, anyway, we'll talk about it. All right, 3:13, almost 3:14. Let's call it. Braves are in town. Beautiful day, and hey, love to have your calls too on 106.3. Look out, here we go.
Decision 2026 coverage is live on Extra 106.3 this Tuesday night. Hey, it's Tug. Join me and Lowe's from the Morning Extra for election coverage, expert analysis, and reaction from across Georgia. Plus, hear a live commentary from the Kimmer, the Talkmaster Neil Bortz, and Victor Armendariz throughout the evening. Stay connected with the station that Atlanta turns to for talk. This Tuesday night, 6 to 8, only on Extra 106.3.
Well, I got that 80 figure for temperature, pretty popular these days. And as you know, it's heat and humidity coming. And, Peach State Windows, known for their windows that keep the heat out, but they're also known for something else. I really appreciate this. 25 years ago, working with Jeff at Peach State Windows, they're big into siding. When I was building that my fabulous palace, lifelong tenure in Brookhaven, I demanded hardy plank. I love this hardy plank stuff. And, with Peach State Windows, they can take care of your siding issue. And worried about heat and humidity and storms, stuff like that, don't worry anymore. And it's not just because it looks good. It really is. It does the job great. How about this deal? 1,000 square feet, premium cement, fiber, hardy plank siding for just $6,985. 1,000 square feet for $6,985. Are you serious? How about this? 0% financing for 12 months. Plus, they get rid of the old stuff, put the paint job, the whole deal. Here's that phone number, 770-485-8011. You can trust them. Removal, installation, and professional paint. PeachStateWindows.com.
You've worked hard to save, and many even have a financial advisor. But is your portfolio as efficient as it can be? I'm here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement, where our listeners can get a second opinion on their retirement savings. So, Evan, tell folks the biggest benefits of getting that second look.
Well, it's clarity. It's confidence. And I had a client come in the other day, and she thought, and she is, exceptionally conservative financially. And that's the way she had told her financial advisor to investors. She thought she was paying very little in fees. We came into the full review of her portfolio. She was taking a great deal of risk, so much so that she, in a good market, was down like 15, 20%. But then the thing that really put her over the top, the thing that she had no idea is she was paying about 4.5% a year in fees. It was an outrageous kick in the teeth to her. But the good news is there are ways to fix that problem pretty quickly and get you in line with what you actually thought you had.
Second opinions obviously are important, Evan, and as is reviewing what you have in place, right? You don't want to set it and forget it. You don't want to put a retirement plan together and just think, okay, now I'm good for the future, right?
Well, the way I view retirement and retirement plans is they're living, breathing things. Because the one thing I can promise you, I can promise me, and I can promise every single person that walks in our office is life will throw you curveballs. Things will change, and we've got to adapt with them. So if we aren't having annual reviews, and as you get closer to retirement even more so, we have to adapt and build from there.
If you'd like a second opinion when it comes to your savings and investments, call Atlas Retirement for a complimentary second opinion today. That number is 678-736-7799. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
It's official. President Trump has endorsed Burt Jones for governor.
Burt Jones has been an incredible leader. This man has my complete and total endorsement, and I really want to see him win.
Burt Jones is a trusted Trump conservative who's leading the fight to end Georgia's state income tax.
He's going to make a great, great governor. You will be very happy, Georgia. Burt Jones has my complete and total endorsement.
Paid for by Burt Jones for Georgia.
Join Special Olympics Georgia for the 2026 State Summer Games being held at Emory University in Atlanta, May 22nd through 24th. During the weekend, Special Olympics Georgia will host 3,000 athletes, coaches, and unified partners who will compete in cheerleading, flag football, gymnastics, swimming, tennis, soccer, volleyball, and more. Opening ceremonies will be held Friday, May 22nd, 7 p.m. at McDonough Field. To learn more and to get involved, visit SpecialOlympicsGA.org.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
All right, what's that banging? Oh, sorry.
Get off my lawn.
On my day. Sort of thing there. How you doing? Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and just Jeff. And it's only me, and it's 2016 now, and Tower of Power, that's a rock group, played at a California prison in 2016 with their former lead singer, Rick Stevens. They played at the California prison because Rick Stevens had served 36 years back in 1976, which would be 40 years ago. He served 30 years there for drug-related triple homicide. Was doing a drug deal and killed 3 guys. He was in his 30s, 4 years out of Tower of Power band, addicted to drugs, shot 3 guys in a deal. A jury condemned him and voted for his execution. He was convicted and sentenced to die. This was before the California Supreme Court then ruled shortly afterwards that the death penalty was unconstitutional, and he lived, and now he's out. He was out in 2016, did the show, and told the audience how he rebuilt his life after murdering 3 people. Okay. Let's see, 3:20 on the clock. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, Just Jeff, and here's our number, 404-741-1230. And I got a little birthday thing, and then we got a tickets giveaway later, and Pete, so we got newsy, a lot of newsy stuff here, too, including fraud crackdown. But first, quick birthday, Stephen Colbert, the traitor and suspected vegetable abuser, got kicked off The Late Show for being a dirtbag, and I just hated America too much. And they say he's going to do a final show sometime, and so goodbye. And it's really a shame. It's like Jimmy Kimmel. Stephen Colbert, when he was like a correspondent on the Daily Show, and that was and what's the name of the Daily Show? Is a funny guy, Jon Stewart. They had a thing, they had a gig, they had a thing, and they were funny, and they were doing making fun of people and having a good time. And then all of a sudden, boy, the wokeness that took over this country ruined that show. And Jimmy Kimmel, my God, when he had girls bouncing on trampolines, was one of the funniest shows I ever saw. That little boy, that 12-year-old kid asking girls on the beach to take off their top. My God. Anyway.
But then they got partisan. They decided to be Democrats instead of comedians and entertainers.
But you know what? I know I won't spend a lot of time on this, but it really makes me, long for the old days when, why didn't they take the cues from people like Johnny Carson and Jay Leno and David Letterman and
they're better,
Tom
they're special.
Sawyer. I know. Again, it's just a shame. It's a shame.
So
they ruined
special.
it. They had it all. They ruined it. I remember, anyway, it's really just...
His Colbert's ratings were in the dump until he went political.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I guess. I'll kick a history note here. Are you everybody okay now? I saw a lot of Mike, our crackhead engineer.
Well.
I'm sorry, our crackhead engineer.
You just concentrate.
Nothing to see here.
Focus here.
Well, you got people swarming. I'm ready to reach for something. I don't know.
We're going to put curtains up. That's what we're going to have to do.
That is exactly why I'll keep it dark in there so you can't see.
I was wondering maybe Klushko got loose or something. I don't know. I heard us talking about him. Anyway. By the way, a little funny history note here, which they tell me is true. On this day in the year 1637, Cardinal Richelieu of France invented the table knife. Until 1637, on this very day, 389 years ago, until then, people used daggers to cut their meat and then pick their teeth. Cardinal Richelieu said, I don't like what you're doing here at the table, so he had all the points rounded off at all the knives on the dinner tables.
Smart.
And it worked, and that was the first. It's easy to spread things with too, but it really worked. And by the way,
you had time in between thwarting D'Artagnan and the Three Musketeers.
Well, now it says Richelieu is the bad guy in the Three Musketeers. Christoph Waltz from *Inglourious Bastards* played him in the 2011 movie.
It's Charlton Heston.
Well, here we go. Now, wait a minute. Now, other actors who have played Richelieu include Vincent Price in 1948, Charlton Heston in 1973, and Tim Curry in 1993. Yeah. The 93 version also starred Charlie Sheen as the womanizing musketeer Aramis.
Horrible.
No typecasting there,
Americans playing. Kiefer Sutherland and
I'll keep. I try to remember Kiefer.
Horrible version of it.
What a terrible actor! My God, A Few Good Men.
I have a question for you.
Oh, Lord. Or even worse, in 24. He talks he yells, I scream yelling in a whisper. Oh, God. Anyway, you had a question, yes, sir.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell was the young one.
Oh, that's right, too. The prep school played prep
Americans,
school kind of thing. Yeah.
Except for Curry. It was horrible.
Yeah, horrible. Yeah.
Are you going to do the story about the kid's author who killed her husband?
Yes. Do you want to do it right now? Let's do that right now.
Well, because I've got some books that she wrote, some titles.
Well, let's do that right now.
Probably would have given us a clue about what she was going to do.
Well, for example, here's the story. And again, this is a horrible story, but you ought to know about it. And I'm glad for the kids, even if maybe their lawyers put them up to it. I'm glad for what the kids have done. Here's the story. 35-year-old mother named Corey Richens, first name Corey. She was convicted recently of killing her husband by dosing his cocktail with fentanyl. She faces maximum life in prison, again, maybe without the possibility of parole, and her sentencing is today, which also would have been her dead husband's 44th birthday. A judge could give her 25 years to life, which means she could be eligible for parole, and her 3 kids, if she got out after serving the minimum 25 years, her kids would be 30, 35, and 36, but now they're still little. Her sons were 5, 7, and 9 when she murdered their dad and landed in jail. And then she wrote a children's book. The killer mom wrote a children's book pretending she didn't do anything called Are You With Me?, which she wrote to help her sons deal with their grief over losing their father. Okay? Mom killed dad, pretended she didn't, wrote a book on how to help her kids get over it. Well, the boys now have written their own things here and reported to the judge, and here's what now the boys are saying. The first, I miss my dad, but I do not miss how my life used to be. I don't miss Corey, I will tell you that. He calls his mom Corey because he can't say mom or mother. Family Services found the oldest child had been physically and emotionally abused by Corey. Corey used her middle son as a false alibi the night that she murdered her husband, saying, he was crying and I was with him all night for that time. I didn't do anything. So I used her son as an excuse. And then the middle child said, he wrote this, he can't be my coach anymore. He can't be at any of my games. He won't be at my birthdays. He can't teach me how to drive. And he said, I will not feel safe if she ever gets out of jail. With her in jail, I'll be able to continue to feel safe and live a happy and successful life without fear of her hurting me or anyone I love. That's this 7-year-old. Now, the 5-year-old, he was in preschool. It makes me feel hateful and ashamed. She took away my dad. If she got out, I would be so scared, the little boy wrote. I'm worried she would take me away. Once she's gone, I'll feel happy and I will feel safer and relaxed and trust people more. This woman, Corey, was a failed home flipper, ran her company, a real estate business, into the red, murdered her husband trying to get his $4 million estate money while she was having an affair with a handyman. Anyway, she gets her sentence today. Anyway, Pete, and now these kids, maybe children's books might have played a part of maybe warning. I don't know. What do you think?
Some titles of her other children's books should have given us a clue that she wrote could happen.
She wrote other books.
One was Good Night, Daddy.
All right.
Mother Goose's Tales of Murder.
Oh, my.
The Very Dead Caterpillar.
Oh, my.
Guess How Much I Don't Love You.
Oh, this is the mom writing. Oh.
Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel help Mommy bury the body.
Ow, God.
Are You My Murdering Mother? One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Father. Bread and Fentanyl for Francis. Harold and the Purple Syringe.
Yowie zowie.
Llama Llama Red Pajama Covered in Blood. And Peter Rabbit in the Field of Knives. Those are just some. We could have some more later, but that's just some of the titles.
Oh, my God.
That Curry wrote, allegedly.
In fact, I heard one of the kids wrote an essay for school that was called How Mommy Gets Out of Tickets. I don't know whether that was, one of the kind of inkling of what Mommy was like as a mother. It's 3:28. Give her Pete Flounder. Well, we'll come back with more of those later. By the way, a couple things like news headline update kind of things going on today. Again, we keep saying, where are the people going to handcuffs and in jail and stuff like that? Well, we're getting some more today. Vice President Vance had a big thing today along with Osmet Oz. They have made an announcement I just took a couple quick notes here. We'll get more facts for you later on because they're still developing. He just finished talking to the press just a minute ago. Vice President Vance has now frozen $1.5 billion in Medicaid fraud in California. And Dr. Oz, he's in charge of the healthcare system. Dr. Oz says that there will be $100 billion total in Medicaid and healthcare fraud, and he has now shut down and investigated 800 hospices in California, basically just in Los Angeles, and he has now suspended their ability to do any business. 800. And again, this is how they make their money. This is the NGO scandals, where somebody comes up with a plan, they put their documents in, say, yes, we're going to do the We Save Children Fund. Oh, great. Here's $4 million. And then they're like 14 or 15 or 30 or 90 of these companies in one single address, and it's an empty building with a locked door. And they get the money. Nobody ever checks them. I mean, it's fraud. And then guess what? Why does this work? Because it comes back around. The people who get the money then return some of the money in payoffs to the Democrats.
Yep.
That's how it works. It's a ring. The Democrats get them fake money. Part of the fake money comes right back to the Democrats in their campaigns or in their funding. And I mean, it's a scandal. And they caught them. 800 of them shut down today. 800 in L.A.
They've stolen our money. They've stolen our money.
You know, during the pandemic, we should have come up with a healthcare company. We could have pulled it off. We could have done that. We could have started my LLC was a Kimmer Media LLC. We could have done Kimmer Healthcare LLC.
Well, we didn't have a Democratic-run state. That's the problem.
Damn, if we'd only be Democrats, God. Anyway. All right, 3:30. Here we go. Everybody's happy. Wednesday, beautiful day, Braves in town. Anyway, here we go. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and Just Jeff. Found by here we go. Look out.
Get the latest breaking news and insight from the biggest conservative voices in the South when you follow Extra 106.3 across all your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube at Extra 106.3.
Hey, listen, it's that Rick Jackson again.
Too often, criminal illegals commit sick, violent crimes. Do that when I'm governor, and you'll end up deported or departed.
Dang. I know, right?
What do you have, Sugar?
I'll take the meatloaf and Rick Jackson for governor.
He's something, ain't he?
Oh, he's tough.
No tolerance for criminal illegals, no woke ideology.
No more do-nothing career politicians.
The man escaped the projects and built one of Georgia's most successful businesses. Plus, he's big-time pro-Trump.
And he wants to cut our property taxes. Like for real.
Shush, y'all. Here comes the good part.
No more free rides for people who refuse to work. You want to sit on your butt, binge watch Netflix, and scarf down Cheetos? Do it with your own money.
Amen to that.
Conservative Rick Jackson for Georgia.
I just love that Cheetos part.
Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
Great, another auto repair. You took it to the dealer and now you're starting to panic. They say it's going to cost thousands and take weeks to complete. So don't fall for the tricks. Take it to Vicks. From simple oil changes and tires to transmission replacements and collision repair, you can count on Vicks Auto Care for honest, affordable service. Vicks Auto Care on Roswell Street in Marietta. Visit them today at VicksAutoCare.com. That's VIKS Autocare.com.
Spring is here, and it's time to transform your outdoor living space into a beautiful oasis. At Stovall & Company, Wholesale Landscape Supply, we have what you need to make your landscape dreams a reality.
Stovall has been supplying the landscape industry for more than 75 years.
So check us out at StovallInc.com.
Stovall has it all.
One of the hardest things to do is to walk away from a paycheck. As retirement planners, Masterplan knows how hard it can be to pull the trigger on your own retirement. Don't go it alone. Masterplan is a holistic retirement planning firm that works with you to create a retirement plan to help maximize your golden years. Through income planning and money management, legacy planning, and tax planning, we create a plan specifically designed for your life. Enter retirement with confidence. Contact Masterplan to analyze your retirement outlook and create a plan that's right for you. All initial consultations are complimentary, so contact us today and begin your pursuit towards peace of mind. Visit masterplanretire.com. Masterplan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Masterplan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Masterplan Retirement Consulting. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
The The Morning Extra, every weekday on your drive to work.
There isn't one state, and there's not one demographic. It doesn't matter if you're black, Hispanic, white, Asian. Every single demographic thinks that the Save America Act is a good thing. Every single state, even the liberal states, thinks the Save America Act is a good thing. So let's not pretend like it's not a very good thing for America and a very popular thing for America. So what they're really fighting on is just like they did with transgenders, just like they did with men competing in women's sports, just like they've done with so many things in education, energy, the unpopular things that once again make them the king of the ashes.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra 106.3 app.
Booker T and the MGs, baby. Little non-vocal. There was a bunch of tunes like this back in the day. It's a lot of. I remember a rebel. Somebody Eddie. Somebody who was the guitar picker? Dwayne Eddy. Among others, one of the early ones. Anyway, Booker T and the MGs. Good sound, just kind of a beat that kept going. On this day in 2012. Donald Dunn, the bass player with Booker T and the MGs, died in his sleep. He had just played a show at the Blue Note nightclub in Tokyo the night before. There was no sign of any bidet abuse. Can't tell there. He had been in the country as part of the ongoing tour with Steve Cropper and Eddie Floyd. Booker T and the MGs had the big 1962 American single hit Green Onions. You're listening to it right now. And the 1969 British hit Time Is Tight. Booker T and the MGs. Kimber, Pete, Flounder, and Just Jeff, and having a happy day, a beautiful sunny afternoon, and like 70-something, and Braves are in town. They won last night. In fact, I tuned in, and it was like 1-1, and then they were losing 4-1 or something, and then I lost track, and again, what's the matter? What did I do?
It was 1-0, and then it was 1-1. I don't know.
I thought it was, right. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, we scored first, and then they went ahead. And then
and that's all
hit a 2-run homer.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think.
Well, we'll get to it. Anyway, and again, Ryan Klesko was here, former Braves big tough batting hero guy. Man, he'd get up there and he looked like he wanted to hit one out of the park, and he frequently did. Anyway, Kimber, Pete, Flounder, and Just Jeff. Are you signaling me, or are you okay in there? You okay? Okay, good. Our birthday list includes, let's see, Darius Rucker. Darius Rucker is 60. And it says here, who wrote this, no matter how many country hits he records, he is Hootie and the Blowfish of Hootie and Hootie fame. Darius Rucker, 60 years old today. And on this day in history, 1898, Thomas Edison, the so-called inventor of the light bulb and the phonograph, sued the American Mutoscope Company. Edison had entrusted his assistant, a guy named Dixon, with a new invention he called the Vitascope. But this guy Dixon said, aha, and he started helping Edison's competitors develop the same thing, so he got fired. Then when Dixon got fired, he said, oh, yeah, well, I'll start my own company using the same technology. And a couple years later, then he got sued by Edison. Well, the courts ruled that Edison did not invent the motion picture camera. Edison, however, was allowed to claim that he invented the sprocket system that moved the perforated film through the camera machine. But he did not invent the motion picture camera, just the sprocket system. By 1909, Edison helped form the Motion Pictures Patents Corporation to try to make sure nobody else got any money from anybody inventing the film industry. Well, the courts found that organization to be obviously an unfair monopoly, and they had to dissolve it. So apparently Edison found out the home addresses of all the members of the court and tortured their animals, their pets. So anyway, Thomas, 3:38, Kimber, Pete, Flounder, and Just Jeff. And, another thing. We're talking about California. In fact, Flounder mentioned this a few minutes ago. In California, J.D. Vance, vice president in charge of the fraud division of America, going after the fraud, especially in the healthcare industry. And by the way, for the record, I don't know why every state doesn't have a mandated DOJ office. outside of anybody's government, not a governor's office, not a legislature, a separate state-mandated office of financial integrity, or whatever you want to call it, the Doge office, to investigate fraud and abuse, and for that matter, not only fraud and abuse, but mistakes. People make, contracts do a thing, and somebody may have, done something wrong, and you fix it, and you go on. So for whatever the reason, and by the way, I would think that you would get the best people in the world to be qualified to investigate finances like this, the same guys that Musk and Donald Trump got, and then pay them based on how much money they save. I'd like to be a genius who said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 20% of whatever you save the state government, and maybe it could be like, $60 billion. Okay, that sounds fair. Anyway, so among other things, they found the fraud, $100 billion in Medicaid fraud, according to Dr. Oz. $1.4 billion just got cut from California Medicaid fraud. There are 800 hospices in the L.A. area which just got suspended, because they're all fake. And also, how about this? Do I understand this correctly? That the state of California has bought and distributed 90,000 iPads for criminals in prison. And guess what? I forgot the exact details of the survey. They asked him what was going on with the use, or they found out what's going on. I guess they could track them, the use of the iPads. They use them for porn. The prisoners in California got free iPads, 90,000 of them, and they're looking up porn. And, making threats and, doing drug deals on their iPads. I mean, this is unbelievable. Porn. 90,000 iPads that they paid for, that the state paid for, taxpayers.
They stole the money. They've stolen those people's money.
God, it's just unbelievable. I mean, it looks like a joke. How could there be 800 phony healthcare hospices? I mean, how many dead people are there that require hospice care, and they're all fake? They're just fake.
Because there's nobody, no government oversight. There's no regulation. They don't want to look into it. And there's also a lot of the white guilt. Well, we owe it to them. It's people of color doing it, but we owe it to them. Yeah. We don't owe nothing to anything.
Well, it's like that lady admitted in New York, that young woman got skankalooed by that psychopath, and she said, I didn't want to press charges because I didn't want to put another black guy in jail.
Blood on her hands.
Yeah. And then he killed somebody.
Death is on her.
Yeah. Then he killed the next person.
White guilt. It's the suicidal empathy.
In fact, let's play that. We're going to play the Karen Bass cut here, Jeff. This is unbelievable. This really is incredible. I forgot exactly where this started, or whether she was being interviewed, or was it a podcast, or what? Do you remember how this started? They were talking. She was complaining that.
Oh, Karen Bass?
Karen Bass. So the mayor is running again for re-election.
So a lot of Spencer Pratt's campaign ads are creative AI ads. So they're made up. And
they're very provocative.
Yes, and 9 times out of 10, Spencer Pratt is the hero going into the bad city of L.A. that's on fire.
Batman.
And saving
clean up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And in fact, he has a van which is playing the videos all over Los Angeles. It's freaking hysterical. And it's having an effect. He's complaining about the crime and using very, really good rhetoric and language, stuff like that. So here's how the liberal America haters are turning it around. Here's the mayor of Los Angeles running for re-election, Karen Bass. And here's what she is complaining about, her Republican or conservative opponent's language in these commercials. Karen Bass, right here.
But what's worrying me now is that his social media is now taking on a violent turn. And that worries me. Because when you do that, and when your messages are so hateful, or when you demonize people, then you do provoke people who are unstable. And you can jeopardize people's safety.
Yeah.
You mean like the throwing of the tomatoes?
Or how about shooting somebody in the face?
Look like blood, or drowning me and the governor in a reservoir. But there's also other violent scenes. So I've noticed that that it's taking on a violent trend.
Yeah, his commercials are taking on a violent. She said, well, when you get people who are unstable and you have these, these comments and so forth, it's liable to have somebody do something. Oh my God! You mean like shooting Donald Trump in the face?
Yeah.
Like shooting the guy from the CEO from the so-and-so company. Because how about Donald Trump being a Nazi? How about, oh my God. So she's complaining that it's Republicans who are, social media is causing people to react violently because of the Republicans' rhetoric. And it's about time we realize that people who say bad words cause psychopaths to go nuts. Oh my God. And she's complaining now that it's Republicans who have been doing this. I mean, I could throw up. I mean, how do we stop this? And the guy said, well, yeah, I mean, like throwing red paint. I said, well, it looked like blood, you know. Oh, yeah. Oh, my, how come we didn't say, gee, you mean like shooting Donald Trump in the face? I can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
When you have a populace for several generations educated by government schools whose main focus is to keep you stupid, nothing's going to change.
Honestly. How could a reporter, how could anybody doing an interview with this woman in a political campaign not say, excuse me, now you're saying that, you know, the problem of people using violent rhetoric will cause psychopaths to do something bad like shoot people? I said, you mean like you've been doing for 4 freaking years? Oh, my God. It's just unbelievable.
For 10 years.
Well, 10 years since you came down the escalator, really. It's, you know, I mean, it's astounding.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah.
God. With a straight face, you know. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, oh, yeah, the violent rhetoric. Oh, jeez. All right. Donald Trump in China, and then, you know, media's going nuts again. How come he didn't take the whole cabinet? He's already get screwed at today. Oh, my God. Well, we'll talk about that coming up, too. Also, that lousy, dirty, slimy Alejandro Mayorkas, the former border czar, got caught lying and skating again. I mean, in fact, that's why I put my old 5-year-old video on Facebook and YouTube today. I think I sent it to you guys to show what I was doing about this whipping the Haitians business, too. This guy should be in prison. He was impeached, but it didn't do any good. Anyway, coming to quarter four. Here we go. Beautiful day. Look out. Here we go. Stand by.
Extra 106.3 is getting ready for the 2026 midterms. And on the ballot, it's freedom versus communism. The choice is clear, and your vote matters more than ever. The future of our community and our country hangs in the balance, and the conservative voice of Atlanta will continue to fight the good fight right up to the election. Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hey, Atlanta, the Summer Starts Here sales event is now going on through June 1st, Marietta Toyota. If you want a smart new Toyota with a payment that makes sense, start with the 2026 Toyota Corolla. And a vehicle that people choose for reliability, efficiency, and long-term value. Perfect for daily driving and commuting. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty, unlimited time, and unlimited mileage for as long as you own it. And we're voted Best of Cobb for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, and Best Service Center. Well-qualified buyers, 4.99% APR for 72 months is available on the new 2026 Corolla. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota, since 1975. We've been here and will be here for you.
4.99% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. Offer ends 6/1/26. See dealer for details. All purchases exclude tax, tag, title, and include dealer fee of $699.
I'm Patrick Brown, former Army Ranger in the United States Army. Like many service members, I had to make difficult choices when leaving the military, and the most challenging thing was finding purpose in a new phase of life. Housing, employment, education, way too many decisions and no idea where to start. That was until I met the Warrior Alliance. They made it simple. They listened and quickly connected me to the services I needed. And like a trusted friend, they even followed up to make sure I was squared away. Change a veteran's life today by donating at thewarrioralliance.org, helping warriors navigate to success after service.
Hey, this is Lowe's with David from Atlanta, who just purchased his new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent way to buy your next vehicle. David, tell us about your experience.
I had been looking for a vehicle for a couple months. The car buying process was a little challenging at first for me. I had some credit issues in the past, and I just happened to hear a familiar voice on the radio, and it happened to be on the Honest Car Guy ad. I got in touch with Tom. Within 2, maybe 3 days, I had a vehicle being shipped here from Orlando, Florida. I have already recommended him to family members, several friends, and I'll purchase a car from Tom when I make my next purchase for sure.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1. Or visit honestcarguy.com.
The future of business in Georgia is bright, and Georgia Power is a driving force behind the businesses and organizations that are vital to the growth of the state. Just ask Mark O'Brien, President and CEO of Lake Point Sports, the premier travel and youth sports destination.
So Lake Point Sports, it's recognized as the premier travel and youth sports destination in the country. And so while it's here in greater Atlanta in the state of Georgia, we have over 2.5 million visitors coming to the campus from all over the world throughout the year. Our predecessors, they did a tremendous job really pulling together the 1,300 acres, and they had an incredible vision on what this could be. And it's not only, what it is from a sports destination, but from an economic impact perspective. So we generate well north of $100 million of economic impact annually.
To learn more about how Georgia Power is helping businesses big and small, visit georgiapower.com and tune in all year to discover how they're powering the future of Georgia.
Are you paying too much in taxes? Most people are, and they don't even realize it. Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Every year, hardworking individuals and business owners send more money to the IRS than they legally have to. I hate to see it. Not because they did anything wrong, but because the tax code is complex. It's always changing, and it's full of opportunities most people never hear about. So here's the real question. Could you be paying less in taxes? With the right strategy, many people can. Through smarter planning, overlooked deductions, and better retirement and income decisions, you can win in retirement. That's why we're offering a complimentary tax analysis. No cost, no obligation, just a clear look at where you may be overpaying and what you can do about it. Stop guessing, get answers. Call Nicholas Wealth Management 678-990-8500, 678-990-8500, or visit nicholaswealth.com.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
Hold on now. There we go. Kimmer's playing harmonica with Bob Dylan.
I was close.
Not bad.
You're getting better. All right, that's enough.
Bob Dylan. We're playing this for a reason. I just like the music for a second here, if you don't mind. We can play music we want to. Flounder's management. Let them come in here and try to stop me. Sing it, Bobby. Now you're talking. Now people call him Bobby. We were close. I saw him in 1962 at the Pittsfield Boys Club. My God, wearing farmer overalls and no shoes. All right, here we go. Bob Dylan. 2011 on this day, Bob Dylan's song, Like a Rolling Stone, was voted the best ever song by Rolling Stone magazine. They had a panel of writers, academics, musicians compiling a poll to mark Bob Dylan's 70th birthday on the 24th of May. This was 2011. Like a Rolling Stone was described, it wasn't universal. U2's Bono described Rolling Stone as a black eye of a pop song. Mick Jagger praised the simplicity of Desolation Row. They're trying to pick out Bob Dylan's great songs. Keith Richards argued that the original 1963 solo version of Girl from the North Country, which was ranked 30th, was better than Dylan's 1969 duet of the same song with Johnny Cash.
It was. Yeah. I agreed.
That was and that was Dylan. That was real. And that was an album. That wasn't a pop, play on the radio top 40 song at all. That was Dylan. And that's what I kind of missed actually, growing up as a teenager listening to him, because I didn't do album cuts. We listened to the radio. Robert W. Morgan, we listened to the radio. We didn't do album cuts. Anyway, Bob Dylan, 2011. I have a couple of Bob Dylan songs on my magic music stick. Flounder put them on there. Let's see. Birthday list includes that disgusting Lena Dunham. She did that skanky little movie thing called Girls, I think it was, and a couple of other things. Yeah, she's just a... In fact, if I'm not mistaken, Lena Dunham's 40 years old today. And she also, as I recall, was bragging or describing about how she used to molest her little sister. And was pretty disgusting about being infatuated with the little sister's parts or something. It just freaking, that figures. It figures. On this day in history, a very big day in history, and I believe it. I want to accept this and believe it because this wasn't, like 2,000 years ago. This was a lot more recent. On this day in 1917, World War I going on, 3 shepherd children see the Virgin Mary in Fatima, Portugal. They said she was, quote, brighter than the sun, shedding rays of light clearer and stronger than a crystal goblet filled with the most sparkling water and pierced by the burning rays of the sun. They also said the Virgin Mary asked them to devote themselves to the Holy Trinity and to pray the Rosary every day to bring peace to the world and an end to the war. This was this day, 1917. The visions began in the spring of 1916 when the 3 children, Lucia dos Santos and her cousins, Francisco and Jacinta Marto, reported seeing 3 apparitions of an angel in Valinos. Francisco and Jacinto, I guess it is, would both die in the great flu epidemic that happened in 1919, 1920, and so forth. But they saw 3 apparitions the year before, and then the Virgin Mary appeared before them. And I believe it. I mean, how would 3 kids... and a guy, I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out one day. I'll bet you. I hope. That's my plan. I've already got it arranged. I've got it locked in my last brain thought. When they finally die, my last brain thought's going to be my version of what's going to happen when I die. So I've already got it locked in. So everything's all set. Okie dokie. And now, let's see, our number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. The Donald Trump visited China. By the way, I saw him arrive live. It was like nighttime in China. I watched this morning on TV. And people were saying, well, he didn't even bring his cabinet with him. And also, there was no red carpet. There was a special ceremony, but there was no red carpet. And Xing Zhang Ding Ping Zing was not there. He sent his vice premier guy. They say that's not necessarily an insult because actually, the last time Donald Trump went there, he got less than that. So they upped his welcome, but it wasn't a red carpet welcome. And by the way, there's memes going around comparing the welcome that Biden got, which was, or Putty Tag, just, wandering in the airport by themselves. Can't find their bags. This is how China disrespected the Democrats. Anyway, so Donald Trump is there. And by the way, he took with him representatives of corporate power from... He's got Elon Musk with him. The band's back together. Tim Cook at Apple. He's got the representatives from NVIDIA, BlackRock, Blackstone, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Boeing, GE Aerospace, Cargill, Qualcomm, Micron Technology, Visa, MasterCard, and Meta. They're all there with him to go to China with him. That's who he's taking. The man's a businessman. He's a negotiator. He's a deal maker. And they'll be talking about factories and the chips and satellites and software and manufacturing and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's, my God, the guy's working. He's working. Yes, we'll see. 3. Holy cow! Flounder's Funny. Here we go. Big, beautiful pie. Here we go. Little Jeff of the Flounder's Funny.
When you go to war, man, that's the one time when you really have to appreciate rednecks, though. No, you know why? Because rednecks, they're like the one group of people that actually want to go to war. Everybody else tries to get out of it. Like, rich people never go to war. You ask a college kid if he wants to go to war, he's just like, I'm taking this sociology class, and I think war is, really stupid. My roommate's, half Afghanis. That's going to cause some static.
Bill Burr.
You ask a redneck if he wants to go to war, he's just like, hell yeah! Absolutely, I'm ready right now. You just point the direction, buddy. I'm ready to do this. No, they're frightening people, but you got to utilize them. Seriously, you want to scare the enemy, okay? And rednecks are like America's pit bulls. They should just sedate those people, drop them off in Afghanistan, just let them run wild. Just be like, dude, just go do everything you ever dreamed of doing. Just go crazy. Have one of your friends play the banjo, it'll scare the hell out of them. Seriously, you wouldn't want to draft a guy like me. I'm a comedian, I'm useless. I'm a coward, I don't like confrontations. You draft a redneck, not only is that dude a psycho, he'll actually save you money. Those guys show up to the Army, like, here's your M16. They're like, I already got one. I got some stuff in the trunk you ain't ever seen before, buddy. I went on the internet, got me some of that surface-to-air stuff, took it out hunting, got me a moose and a duck at the same time. I didn't even see the duck. Duck was over her. I'm aiming at the moose, duck's over her. That's my peripheral, over her. And the shot went up the moose's ass, and the shrapnel from his antler hit the duck. Duck came down, it was the best damn duck ever, right?
Well, anyway, Bill Burr taking on us good old country boys, which is a little offensive, but it's Bill Burr, so we give him a pass. One day we got to play the Bill Burr bit where he talks about going to see his black girlfriend in Harlem on the train. Anyways, coming up, it's almost 4 o'clock. Kimber, Pete, Flounder, and just Jeff. And it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And coming to more politics, Rand Paul, the whistleblower in the Senate. Not a single Democrat showed up for the hearing on the COVID whistleblower. Not one. That's where their heads are. All right, 4 o'clock. Look out. Here we go. Stand by.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
A new Fed chief on the way. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Trump nominee Kevin Warsh winning Senate confirmation.
The ayes are 54, the nays are 45. The nomination is confirmed.
Senate Democrats almost solidly stood against Warsh's nomination. Only one, John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, joined every Republican to confirm Warsh. Jerome Powell's term as Fed chair ends Friday, but he said he will remain on the Board of Governors for an indefinite period. Powell was the focus of criticism from President Trump and also the focus of a federal investigation that was dropped last month, opening the door for Warsh's confirmation.
Fox's Gernal Scott. The sun rises soon in Beijing, where Presidents Trump and Xi will begin a summit, planning to focus first on business leaders who also made the trip.
The president says, I will be asking President Xi, a leader of extraordinary distinction, to open up China so that these brilliant people can work their magic and help bring the People's Republic to an even higher level.
Fox's Peter Doocy. The president has said he also plans to talk to Xi about Iran, but suggests the U.S. doesn't need help. South Carolina plans to seek a speedy new trial for Alec Murdaugh after the state Supreme Court overturned the former attorney's convictions for the murder of his wife and adult son. South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson just telling Fox News.
Well, obviously, we are disappointed in the court's decision. We respect this court. We respect the members of the court, but we strongly disagree with their reasoning. But this is how the process is supposed to play out. They get to be the final arbiter and adjudicate these types of cases.
Today's ruling largely over the conduct of a court clerk who the justices say influenced the jury and later pleaded guilty in a criminal case. It also overturns Murdaugh's double life sentences. However, he will remain in prison serving separate sentences for financial crimes. Another mixed finish on Wall Street. The Dow down 81 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-884-1012 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-884-1012. That's 800-884-1012. What do you have to lose? Call 800-884-1012. Again, 800-884-1012.
Huh? The chairman of the board. It's old Blue Eyes. The man. Guy can sing, man. Yeah. Hey, you're in my arms, baby. And now she collapses into me, with arms around my neck, pledging her love forever, pressing into me, demanding all my love.
Nipple to nipple.
What's that? Excuse me?
Nothing.
Hey, I'm having a thing here, okay? Frank Sinatra. Honestly, what a freaking voice. And what a story and what a legend. And I mean, there's a million things about Frank Sinatra that are amazing. All right, Frank Sinatra, 2008. The Postal Service issued a 42-cent postage stamp in honor of Old Blue Eyes. The design showed a 1950s vintage image of Frank Sinatra wearing a hat. A fedora, probably, if I recall. Let's go. We'll clean it up. We can go with you. We got 20 seconds here. It is he done. Frank Sinatra. Bring it home. He's got it. He's got it. What a song, my God. What a song. And anytime you saw him sing that in Vegas, wherever, they went freaking crazy. Wow. Wow. I'm getting choked up. I swear to God. That's unbelievable. Okay. Well, anyway, for good reasons. A couple of things are going on. Anyway, boys, it's beautiful. I'm sorry. What's that?
Charles Manson sang that too on his deathbed, I think.
Oh, am I dying?
No, he did it my way.
He did it my way. Yes, he did. Anyway, Kimber P. Flounder and just Jeff, and glad to have him aboard as always. Jeff will be joining us occasionally, having a little fun and doing stuff, and I'll bring him a cookie, and he brings me my water, and so everything works out fine. All right, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Oh, and should we get the tickets here? We got a bunch of
just pick up.
Well, here's the deal. We got one final pair of tickets, and this is a pair of tickets for the Make America Gala, Back Our Blue in America 2 event coming up this Saturday. This Saturday from 4 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. at the Rustics Manor in Holly Springs. That's where we did our live show a couple of years ago. It's a beautiful place. They're going to have, it honors a fallen police officer, Joe Burson. It also, the proceeds go to the scholarship funds, Police Foundations, Holly Springs, Cherokee County. It's a great cause. Now, here's the deal. 4 to 9:30 p.m., one-of-a-kind gala. They're going to have dinner and drinks and live music, a silent auction of stuff you want to bid on, carriage rides, hot air balloon rides, and a live Rustics Preakness horse race, and then you watch the Preakness. That's actually going to be on this Saturday. Again, it's Rustics Manor, 4 to 9:30 p.m. And we have a pair of tickets right now. If you want to get them, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Now, you got to come and pick them up. If you can't do that, then don't call in to try to win them. But you got to pick them up in person, live in person. And again, guys, if you come to pick them up after 3 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow or Friday, if you bring your wife with you, when she
actually
gets,
to be in all seriousness, it's not recommended you go in the evening time because there are Braves games So if you want to come down and get your tickets, it's best that you come down either in the morning between.
That's
morning and
safer
lunchtime.
for all of us. I mean, the last day, a girl threw herself against the window trying to get in here. Oh God! Anyway, yeah, do it early because it's a madhouse here in the late afternoon. I mean, right now it's fine, but by 5 o'clock there's going to be people wandering everywhere. And I guess they're sold out. I mean, they had a huge crowd, which is typical and fine, even for this early in the year, kind of. All right, Kimber Pete, Flounder, and Just Jeff, and again, that's the number 404-741-1230 for the tickets. If you want them, you can have them. Now, let's see. Oh, did I even do a ad? I don't care. It doesn't matter. Rand Paul's hearing today. And again, not one single Democrat showed up at the Senate hearing of the Governmental Affairs and Homeland Security to hear about testimony from a CIA employee whistleblower who talked about a cover-up of the origins of the China-killed COVID virus and the roots running deep into the federal government and the intelligence community. A whistleblower examining what Director Dr. Anthony Fauci and his doctors did, examining the origins of the COVID-19 and his response to the virus and what the hell happened to this country as a result. First, Jeff, let's play cut number 1. Here was kind of the beginning of as Rand Paul announces what he's after at the hearing today. Cut number 1, sir, if you would.
Public health policy would have been very different had the American public been made aware that a virus from a lab in China was going to serve as the foundation for an emergency use authorization mRNA products being mandated by the former administration. Dr. Fauci's role in the cover-up was intentional. Dr. Fauci influenced the analytical process and findings by leveraging his position to ensure the IC consulted with a conflicted list of curated subject matter experts, public health officials, and scientists. This included some of the authors of the paper, The Proximal Origin of SARS-CoV-2, and other public health experts who have been in his orbit for the last 20-plus years.
Turn off my own mic. That's a whistleblower himself describing what he was going to be finding. The DOJ statute of limitations against Fauci for that issues of lying to Congress about gain-of-function research, that expired Monday. So they can't officially get him for that. Plus, don't forget the slimy president cadaver cover-up AutoPen pardoned everybody in the world for anything they've done. I don't know whether that would include things that happened after that particular date. I don't know. But again, they're going to try to, if they can't even arrest Fauci, they're going to have at least people know the truth. Now, here, that was a whistleblower. Here now is Rand Paul and the whistleblower talking about Fauci's role in the cover. Again, the deal was that there were doctors working for Fauci who, for the CIA, this guy testified, doctors with the CIA were developing the gain-of-function research to make it a weapon, and then they were also given the opportunity to investigate how the thing started in the first place, which is, completely backhanded the wrong way. Here's a testimony of Rand Paul and the whistleblower, number 2.
But your conclusion is that changing from the scientific consensus of it being from a lab to a neutral position by the CIA was significantly influenced by Anthony Fauci?
It was significantly influenced by Anthony Fauci's injecting himself into the IC. To go to the second part of your question about what happened, particularly during the 90-day study, we have documentation that shows that as of August 12th, the CIA was considering calling this a lab leak, August 12th of 2021. And then that changed on August 17th of 2021. Right. And unfortunately, because the CIA would not provide us documentation that we asked for, we have no idea why that changed.
Yeah. Because they didn't want it to look like what it was. Clearly. Now, again, I don't know whether they're saying that the lab leak was done deliberately. Again, the issue was whether the virus was caused by a bat flying around in the world, and that's how the thing was released, or whether it's because people were studying the Wuhan virus in the lab, and somehow there was a leak in the lab. So that's 3 things. Now, the question is whether the leak in the lab was intentional.
No.
Or not. I can't believe that it was intentional. But again, we're talking China.
What was intentional was them changing the definition of the word vaccine so they could put this thing out under the lie that it was a vaccine.
Yeah. It was a serum, but it wasn't a vaccine. It was a shot, but it was not a vaccine. By definition, it was not a vaccine.
No.
It wasn't exactly like the polio vaccine. I mean,
they knew it would not stop you from getting it. They knew it from the beginning, and they lied about it from the beginning.
And they, the thing with the 6-foot circle is a bunch of crap in the And by the way, let's remember a few things that happened. Small businesses went out of business. We lost jobs. We tried to make the podcast because of COVID. Nobody was hiring. Radio stations shutting down. We all lost everything basically for years. But again, remember how they said, well, if you're out at dinner, wear your mask. Although when you need to chew, you can take your mask off. Oh, so in other words, I'm fine while I'm not chewing, but if I chew, then it's just the nonsense.
They'd hold the press conferences, and they would all be sitting there without the mask on. As soon as they say, okay, the cameras are about to be turned on, they'd all put their masks on.
Yeah. Remember when Biden a couple times came out with his mask on and then did his 9-second news conference and then disappeared, put the mask on again? I mean, these freaking people. 6-foot circle.
And remember, who was allowed to stay open and who had to close?
Yeah, marijuana shops could stay open, but churches, by God, you can't go visit grandma in the hospital either.
And remember, Gavin Newsom arrested people going surfing and skating in the middle of nowhere.
Ocean. Yeah, they shut down basketball courts outside.
Sand.
Yeah, they put sand in the skateboarding things.
Yeah. So you couldn't go outside, ladies and gentlemen. All right, 414, Kimber, Pete, Flounder, Just Jeff, and you on 106.3. Look out.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, in case you haven't noticed, corporations are evil. Just read the New York Times. Look at some of the newscasts. Everything bad that happens in the United States is due to some evil, bad corporation. Well, the problem here is you couldn't find 1 out of 10 people in this country that could accurately tell you what a corporation is. Next time a friend gripes about corporations, say, well, just what is a corporation? And look at the standard Democrat dumb look that comes across their face. Okay, quick lesson. I know this is boring, but at some point it might come in handy in a discussion. There's a couple of ways to do business in America: a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a corporation. Those are 3 basic ones. Can you differentiate? Sole proprietor, well, that's easy. That's one person owning a business. Good luck. A partnership, that's when several people get together and they pool their money and they operate a business. They'll have a partnership agreement, perhaps, but the liability for the business, the debt, it's shared by all of them, and the profits are shared by all of them. Then there's a corporation. What's the big difference? Under a corporation, an individual is allowed to invest in that company, and they own a certain percentage, usually small, and share in the profits of the corporation, if there are any. But the individual cannot be held liable for all of the debts of the corporation. That person's liability runs right up to the amount that they have invested, their shares. And somehow, this is evil. This is bad. This person can take their money invested in the corporation, hope it succeeds. The biggest loss they generally face is the loss of that money, and to the same extent, they share in the corporate profits. And somehow, this is evil. The next time somebody tells you how evil corporations are, just ask them, what makes them evil? Share your interesting answers. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Well, I lost my wallet, but I got it back. I told you the story. But again, if you have documents and things that, even if you lose them, if you have copies and stuff, you need to keep those copies safe, and that's where Atlanta Safe House comes in. It's true. And it's, I talk about people going on vacation, and if you're doing something for a long time, you got to keep your stuff safe. And maybe you hadn't thought about it before, but I'll tell you what scared the jingers out of me when I realized, oh my goodness, and then I realized, well, I've got copies of stuff. It's like my medical records, which I didn't have down in Florida, and since then, every time I have a medical thing, boom, pow, where my kids know where to keep it safe and sound, thanks to Atlanta Safe House. You know, their new location in Alpharetta on Union Hill Road. And because they have 500 of them right there, big safes, little safes, gun safes, pistol safes, things for bows and arrows and jewelry and documents. And I mean, you know, and big and little and tiny. They got a safe as big as cars. I mean, it's unbelievable. They can build you a vault door. We have the top brands. My first gun safe, I think decades ago, was Browning and Fort Knox. Man, nobody beats their deals. They have rebates and specials and sales, and I'm telling you, just check them out on the web, and they can take care of your stuff, and they take care of your rights. Nobody's getting your master reset code either. Taking care of your stuff, keeping it safe. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
At Howard Brothers, they don't just sell outdoor power equipment. They live it. From zero-turn mowers and chainsaws to trimmers, blowers, and everything in between, they've got the tools to tackle any outside project. Howard Brothers carries trusted brands like Echo, Steel, and Exmark, backing them all with expert advice, service, and support. So whether you're a pro landscaper or a proud homeowner, Howard Brothers is your go-to spot for your outdoor needs. Howard Brothers, serving your communities since 1955.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turfco. We're a family-owned and operated independent local company here in the Atlanta area. We've been in business for over 15 years. We install several different types of artificial grass. One is landscape, which looks like real grass for your lawn. The next one is pet turf. Pet turf is a little bit shorter than landscape and it's more durable. And the other one is putting greens. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Hey, it's Front Office Los with Tom, the honest car guy. Let's talk about the new way to buy a car in 2026. Tell me how you can save clients thousands of dollars in this process.
I got a customer here, Jeff Everhart. I met him today first time because I delivered his 25 model Honda Pilot, fully loaded with only 16,000 miles on it. Jeff, answer Los's question about that one.
It was actually shocking. I mean, you hear the advertisements, you want to believe it, and then when you go through with the sale, and there's no extras, there's no dock fees, there's no storage fees, no transportation fees. The price I was given is the price that I paid plus their honest fee. I did save thousands of dollars, and it was a very quick sale.
Well, we appreciate that.
And did it from my living room.
Did it from your living room.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Dial it out. Go. Ah, goodness. All right, here we go. I don't know where to talk over the song if there's no way to do it. On this day in 2007, Brian May was under 24-hour security watch. Turns out a psychopath announced he was going to kill Brian May. And he was on the way to do it, and then the guy disappeared. Well, police were hunting for the schizophrenic, left a letter behind at his home blaming the Queen guitarist for his illness. In the letter, the guy said, Brian May's an imposter, and he's a real rock star, and he signed the damn thing, Brian May. So anyway, Brian May obviously was not murdered that time. But Dano, Bucco Dano, or whatever the hell it was. I hold everything with phone calls take priority. Lynn, you're on the radio, man. How's it going? What's up, Lynn?
Well, howdy, and I'm glad to get a chance to speak to y'all. I think the world of your whole crew. Y'all are great.
Well, thank you. Very kind of us.
I'm just an old original Woodstock boy.
Okay, sir.
From the real Woodstock. I graduated Woodstock Elementary in 71.
I came here in 1972 and took my first trip into Woodstock with my wife about that time, in fact. Yes, sir. I used to love that old town. That old country, going through that old town, the railroad track splitting off and everything. Yeah, I just love Woodstock up there. Absolutely.
That's why I go by the dumb old country boy. So, anyway, I mainly just wanted to let you know that Neil Sedaka wrote that song.
Wrote which song?
Paul Anka.
Wait a minute now.
Paul Anka wrote the song, yeah. I Did It My Way.
Oh, that's right, too. Paul Anka, that is correct. And Paul Anka wrote a lot of songs. He was a very, very prolific songwriter, and I remember that's absolutely Paul Anka, yeah.
a lot of the songs he wrote didn't even seem like he would have been the guy to write them.
Yeah. Well, especially since one of his first songs was about his babysitter. He fell in love with his babysitter. What's her name? I forgot the name of the song now. Paula or Diana. Diana. Yeah, that's his babysitter. When he was 14, for God's sakes.
Yeah. And I graduated from Woodstock, so I can't even write, but I play a guitar pretty good.
I do it. Well, give us you got your guitar. Play a little something for us.
No, I don't have it right now.
All righty.
But I will be going out of town to play in a few days, and that'll be all right, because I hadn't been to Michigan in many years.
Now, wait a minute. You're going to Michigan to play the guitar?
Right. Ain't that something?
Well, so you're obviously are you a singer? I mean, you an entertainer? Go around and do shows and stuff, or what?
Well, I do, but kind of like I'm backstream. I do parties and little gigs and stuff like that.
Me too. Yeah,
I never made it out. I had kids to raise.
Oh, there you go. Well, listen. It's nice talking to you, Lynn, and bring a little down home country to the, keep us all humble and happy here. And it's nice to talk with you. I appreciate you calling in.
Well, y'all just keep up the great work, because I really like what you do, and I just hope that people will realize that there's some things you say, or a lot of things you say, that they need to try to read between the lines.
Well, that could be dangerous. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, Lynn. You're very kind thoughts. Very nice. 404-741-1230.
I think this is a good time to come up with more of those kids' book titles that Curry Richards
a woman killed her husband when her kids were 5, 7, and 8, or 7 and 9, or something like that. And so they apparently they should have known, because his mother was freaking psychopath. She killed him by having an affair with a gardener and wanted his money. And she wrote a book afterwards to help their kids deal with the tragedy that she caused without telling them she did it. And they should have known, because she wrote a bunch of books, I guess, Pete, to found some of the things she'd written before. The mother. Yeah,
like Eric Richards and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Where the sidewalk ends for Eric.
Her husband's name, you see.
The little engine that could commit homicide. Curious George finds the corpse.
Finds a
Cloudy with a chance of mayhem. The wind and the gallows. Encyclopedia Brown, boy detective, looks for his dad's killer. Diary of a wimpy orphan. Charlie and the chocolate laced with Chinese fentanyl. The cricket in Times Square tried to warn you. The house at Pooh Corner is a good place to use Mike's steam shovel. Where the red fern grows over Dad's grave.
Oh.
And finally, the #1 kids book written by Curry Richards.
The Mother Murderer,
it was a collection of books called The Mother's Grimm. The Brothers Grimm.
Brothers, mothers, either way, it's fine. There you are. Yeah, it's not a happy time for the little boys and girls. I mean, honest to God. And then the Murdoch thing is back in court. The Supreme Court there in Carolina, or whatever it was, threw out his conviction for the murder. He's still convicted and sentenced to 40 years for cheating on the financial stuff. But the murder conviction of murdering his wife and his firstborn son, I guess to cover up his shenanigan. I mean, I never really understood the motive behind it.
No idea.
I mean, seriously. And then he faked everything. It was just horrible. How the hell could you kill your wife and your son? I mean, murdered.
Yeah, I don't understand why the rest of us should care.
I know.
It's a murder in South Carolina.
I know.
Some rich people. I mean,
well, because he was a rich guy, and the low country, whatever. I don't. Again, it's just. It's just horrible. I know. All right, 426.
I mean, I'm not, a divorcee sitting at home, eating bonbons, we're looking at murder mysteries like most middle-aged, women do.
You're talking about me? I'm watching Farmer's Wife who wants a wife. I'm not eating bonbons, but I'm eating my damn chocolate chip freaking frozen Kimmer cookies. I gave 12 pounds of solid 12 pounds of solid fat. Yeah, divorcee sitting around watching Farm. Other guys watch hot women looking after another guy. Yeah, that's what I enjoyed that last night on the replay too. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. No, it's my own fault, really. I mean, If I was enough of a man, I'd still be married. I mean, know how to satisfy a woman. Of course, that's only one side of the story. But, so again, we'll move on.
I can't wait to hear the rest of the story.
Of the story. The Kimmer had another life-changing, momentous moment that we were dealing with behind the scenes.
What's going on?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Pray tell.
I finally put a few things on the record. Sorry.
This would probably be more entertaining than what we're doing if you just give us a rundown of what's been going on. A day-by-day, blow-by-blow account.
I know you don't want to know. It's too sad. All right, 428. It's politics. Just a quick update again. The fraud investigations are going on. California Vice President J.D. Vance has now announced that they've frozen $1.5 billion in some welfare fraud, healthcare fraud in California. Dr. Oz, who runs the healthcare system, America, said there's more like $100 billion total they're going after. They've also closed 800 fake hospices in mostly L.A. County. 800 of them. Fake. They don't do anything. They just get money. And then give it back to the Democrats who allowed them to get the NGO fake companies on Helping Our Children Forever USA or whatever. Anyway, so those things like that are going on. And we know that, in Minnesota, they just got another guy, a $1 billion crook who just got caught, hundreds of millions of dollars and stuff. And just got, this is going and going. And I don't know why every state doesn't have a mandated by the state, not under the governor's office or legislatively, but mandated by the state to have a DOJ Office of Inspection of Finances. So that we know exactly the money being voted in by our state legislature goes to the places it should go, and that there's a way to check to see whether it's done properly and whether the money is spent wisely. I mean, how hard is that? And give them a reward for their efforts of a percentage of what they save. I guarantee you they'd be clamoring for it. Anyway. Now, politics once again. Kash Patel. They're still going after him. And this Senator Chris Van Hollen from Maryland. Remember the case of the gangbanger who went to visit the gangbanger that the media was calling the Maryland man. Abrego, what his name is, Garcia. Remember that guy, Garcia? And they described him in the media as a Maryland man, falsely convicted. He was a gangbanger and a wife beater and a human smuggler. They caught him. They know he had his own gang nickname. And they're saying, well, he was never convicted of being a gangbanger. They talked about him. Anyway, so FBI Director Kash Patel is in this hearing, in the Senate hearing, and all of a sudden, this scumbag, Senator Chris Van Hollen from Maryland, said, Kash Patel, the FBI Director, he said, you've been accused of erratic behavior, excessive drinking, unexplained absences. When your private actions make it impossible to perform in public duties, we have a big problem. The report you being so drunk and hungover, this is Kash Patel he's talking about, drunk and hungover that your staff had to force entry into your home. If true, that's a gross dereliction of duty. Kash Patel says, bull crap. It's categorically false. And then he said, the only person slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanger was you, Senator. Remember the pictures of this senator from Maryland doing exactly that, drinking margaritas with a gangbanger, calling him an innocent Maryland man. MS-13 gangbanger, my God. Anyway, they can't stop. All right, 431, here we go. Look out.
Decision 2026 coverage is live on Extra 106.3 this Tuesday night. Hey, it's Tug. Join me and Lowe's from the Morning Extra for election coverage, expert analysis, and reaction from across Georgia. Plus, hear a live commentary from the Kimmer, the Talkmaster Neil Bortz, and Victor Armanderas throughout the evening. Stay connected with the station that Atlanta turns to for talk. This Tuesday night, 6 to 8, only on Extra 106.3.
Okay, you're getting ready to upgrade that home. You get ready for the stormy, hot summer season with humidity and all that kind of stuff. Well, if you want it done right the first time, how about that new siding job from Peach State Windows? I know it's windows, of course, you know about. Jeff, I've been talking about it for 25 years. Well, when I built my house 25 years ago, it was with hardy plank siding. And Peach State Windows does that the right way, too. When it comes to siding, George, it's not just about the way it looks. It's holding up to that stormy stuff and humidity and the whole deal. Well, here's an offer. It's hard to pass this up. 1,000 square feet of premium cement fiber hardy plank siding for just $69.85. 1,000 square feet, $69.85. And that includes removal of the old stuff and professional installation and finishing paint, a complete exterior upgrade, and you'll love the way it looks, and they get it done right the first time. No goofing around like those national firms kind of do, like side people stuff. How about 0% financing for 12 months? Holy smokes, here's that phone number, 770-485-8011, peachstatewindows.com.
You know what you get back when you call the Trusted Toolbox? You get your time back, you get your family back, and you get your house back. No more spending weekends fixing loose doors, drywall cracks, or that list that never ends. With our handyman for a day, one skilled professional shows up, knocks out multiple repairs in one visit. Everything from drywall to ceiling fans changed out, painting, trim work, and so much more. Stop working on your house every weekend. Call the Trusted Toolbox, get your time back, and get it done right the first time. Book your appointment today at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
Summer vacations are coming, and you need the peace of mind that comes from knowing that someone has an eye on your home other than potential criminals. This is Matt Harvey with Alert 360 Security, and we offer the latest in security and video surveillance technology to keep your home and valuables safe and secure while you're enjoying your time away. Starting service with Alert 360 is easy. Visit us at alert360atlanta.com, establish service in May, and get a free video camera. Protect what matters most. Alert360atlanta.com. That's alert360atlanta.com.
Right now, new car prices are out of control. Yes, it's more affordable to buy a used vehicle, but can you really trust what you're getting? That's why I use VIX Auto Care. VIX can perform a pre-purchase inspection of the vehicle I'm thinking about. They'll check it out from top to bottom, so I know if there are any potential problems. VIX helps me make the right decision. So before you buy, give VIX a try. VIX Auto Care on Roswell Street in Marietta. Visit them at VIXAutoCare.com. That's VIKS Autocare.com.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. So when we go through days or weeks of volatility in the market, Sean, it's hard to know what to do. What can you tell us?
The biggest thing is don't panic or make immediate decisions with your money. Take those emotional concerns out of the middle of it. You know, look, markets cycle regularly. Market corrections and bear markets are a normal part of the cycle. They're just part of the plan that are going to be accounted for. If you feel nervous when you read the headlines about big drops in the market, you might not know enough about how your money is positioned. That's why it's important to get the right guidance on a financial plan for your retirement.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
All right, so now's the time to start, folks. Looking ahead and identifying if you have too much risk in your portfolio. That's the first thing. We have a helpful little resource for our listeners today. We call it the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get it today by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement, plus guides on major topics like investments, Social Security, income planning, taxes, and so forth of the key components of retirement. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer and get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework to you right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Firm does not provide tax services.
Thinking about starting weight loss treatment? GoodRx is here to help. We offer FDA-approved GLP-1 medications prescribed by licensed providers, including the Wegovy tablet, with straightforward pricing and pickup at your local pharmacy or delivery to your door. All from America's #1 prescription app. Go to GoodRx.com/weight loss to get started. GoodRx is not insurance. Cancel anytime. #1 prescription app ranked by a third-party study.
You know, this whistle thing is,
Welcome to the Kemmer Show.
Keeping track
update.
of stuff when things
check in with
change
Pete and the
every hour, you know. From
Stories prepared
5:30 in the morning is one
versus
thing, and then
covered.
later on you get it all together, things change.
10 stories.
Yeah, I took it easy on them.
You badgered us with this morning. 10 stories.
I know.
And because you just did one right before the deadline here,
the deadline,
you have done half of those 10.
Hell, 50%. That's Hall of Fame stuff right there. Batting 500. Braves in town. I swear I should have. When I was here doing some work and I left and I came back in the door, and as I came back in, there was a group of 5 or 6 people, including Mr. Dickey. Here, they were laughing and yelling and having a great time, and just right here in the bullpen, where they're around. And I swear I was a couple of guys from 680 The Fan and Mr. Dickey and a stranger, big bulky muscle-bound type stranger, and I didn't know who it was, but they were laughing and joking and having a good time. And I swear I was so close to saying, this isn't a freaking fraternity house around here or something like that. And I didn't do it because I didn't know how they would react to it, especially the 680 guys. And I've told that to Flounder, and he said, "Well, you know who that is out there?" I said, "No." He said, "It's Ryan Klesko," which is pretty cool. So he was there, and I guess he's probably on 680 this afternoon as a guest thing, or I maybe just showed up. I don't know. Anyway, he's here in the building, or was earlier. So it was kind of fun. We're having a beautiful day. The Braves are in town, and we're having a little
Jeff's
fun.
eating your cookie. Jeff's eating your
He's
cookie.
eating my cookie. I don't know why you wait until it gets warmed up. I like them really cold. But again, it's your cookie. When I give it to you, it's yours. So you do anything you want. But I think Jeff is not a cold cookie fan. Am I got that right or what?
No, I usually have lunch before I come in here, and want to wait a while.
All right, sir. Well, no. Again, this is not, like a rule. You can do anything you want. It's your cookie. I assume you still actually do like it. I mean,
Yes, I do.
You're not messing with me, right? They're throwing it away as soon as I turn my back, right?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once it's out of your hands, it's Jeff's cookie.
It's his
He can
cookie.
do with it what he wants.
Exactly. I said, give it to him. It's gone. It's out. I have no control.
All ownership of cookie has been handed over.
No, I would never do that to another human being. Let's see. Our birthday list, Kimmer P. Flounder and Just Jeff on 106.3. Our birthday list includes that disgusting Robert Pattinson. I guess he's a good guy, but he freaks me out.
He's Batman.
It could be Batman.
He's Batman.
He is the Batman, not Batman, but the Batman.
The Batman.
He's also glittering Twilight vampire Edward Cullen. Robert Pattinson will play the bad guy in 2 major movies coming out this year.
Yeah, he's good.
He's Antinous in The Odyssey.
Antoninus?
Let me see. It says, I'm not sure how they spell it. It says Antinous. Antinous in The Odyssey, and Scytail or Scytail, SCY Tail, the shapeshifter in Dune Part 3. Oh my God! I tried to watch that Dune thing. I don't know. Spices and I don't know. I mean, fighting for.
I watched both of them, and it's like they just blend together like spices,
Yeah.
I guess, and it just does nothing stands out.
I don't know. I couldn't quite pull it off. Anyway, Robert Pattinson's 40 years old. He was also the guy who, with that albino girlfriend, cheated on him and had started banging her director. What the hell is that white, translucent skinned chick in the vampire movie, Twilight movies? I can't remember her name, but they were girlfriend, boyfriend, and she started snarking the director. And then apologize. As long as you apologize. So in other words, this hot chick and somebody at work turns her head, and then as long as she apologizes, I guess it's supposed to be okay. I don't know. I really have. I don't have any. Anyway, and now. Our history note here today includes, on this day in 1984, the classic action movie, The Terminator. Arrives in 1984 from the year 2029. He's here to kill Sarah Connor. So she won't be able to have a baby, a son, who would turn out to save human beings from machines in a post-apocalyptic future. 1984, The Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger. O.J. Simpson was suggested for the Terminator role, but director James Cameron did not feel Simpson would be believable as a killer. How funny is that? Is that funny or what? Anyway, Sylvester Stallone and Mel Gibson turned down the role of Terminator. Schwarzenegger originally was wanted to play the part of Kyle Reese, the human soldier who came back from 2029 to rescue Sarah Connor. But the director Cameron thought that Schwarzenegger would make a better Terminator. And for the record, Arnold Schwarzenegger in the entire movie, in 1984, The Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger speaks fewer than 100 words in the whole film. Fewer than 100 worlds. And by the way, that was a horrible movie.
What are you talking about?
Oh, well, now wait a minute. Remember the character. Now wait a minute. Remember that because it was first. The first one was always, you never forget it. But
second one was better.
Second one was a million times better. But remember what I'm talking about is the characters. When he came upon those 3 or 4 hoods who were on the dock, including the guy who went on to play the president in Independence Day.
Bill
Pullman or something like that. Wasn't
Pullman.
One of those guys, or Paxton, or one of those guys. Bill Pullman. And he had like a blue a rooster haircut or something, and he was talking like this, man, like it was real tough, man. Maybe it wasn't. It was one of those guys. Well, it was one of a famous guy. If you look up at the cast of the hoods that he ran into on that boat dock or whatever the hell it was, and one of us became a very famous actor and movie star in his own right. And he was the stupidest, dumbest character I've ever seen. Like a rooster haircut, played with a tough guy. Oh, it was just terrible. I mean, the acting was horrible. But it was a great, I was a great movie. But Terminator 2 was, of course, And 3, I didn't really like that much, the last one. But
you realize that's 3 years from now.
I know. Isn't that funny, by the way? In 1984, of course, Orwell book, 1984 was a kind of a funny, ironic turnaround here. Anyway, 540. I saw 443. Cameron Pete and Flounder. Alex Murdoch. I don't care about that anymore over here. What do you think? Let me mention the Mallorca sim real quick. I won't spend a lot of time on this. I posted on video on Facebook and YouTube 5 years ago when Joy Reid was talking about the video that went around, and Alejandro Mayorkas, the former border chief, there was video of border agents on horseback, and they were trying to stop illegals from coming across the river into American territory. And the video showed the riders on horseback, and the horses were, jumping and running and bucking and, jumping around trying to do things. And the riders on horseback, the border agents, were using their reins, their long split reins, to corral the horses, to get the horses to go where they wanted them to by whipping the things around. That was for the horses' benefit. And the racist, white-hating racist Trump haters like Joy Reid and all the rest of them said, oh, this is just like the racism days of Bull Connor back in the civil rights movement, whipping those poor black, brown people. And even Mayorkas said, I swear to God, I'm not making this up. He said, I forgot the exact words. He said, yes, it's true. The visuals of those men whipping those Haitians brings back the worst time of this country's history when slavery and the reaction of the civil. I'm going, oh my God! Not only were they not whipping the Haitians, these guys were heroes. Have you ever tried to control a crowd on a horse when you're? Believe me. These guys were doing a great job, and they slandered them and roasted them and called them racist and called we Americans, they called us racists because they were whipping the Haitians. So I made a thing about my reins on my horse. I use split reins. Some people have just one rein that goes around their neck. I had split reins because I could use them. If you ever needed them for anything, you've got these big long strips, leather strips. Anyway, it's scumbags. And the reason I'm mentioning I'm sorry I'm late here. Don't hit the music yet, Jeff. The reason I'm mentioning this because this scumbag Mayorkas was just doing an interview for a political security summit. And he says, we had kind of a low bar for the people who came in because they were afraid of persecution from their country. And sure, we let in 8 million people at the beginning of the president's Biden's last year in office. And he testified that the illegal crossings under Biden, the border was secure. And, of course, Mayorkas got impeached in 2024. It didn't do any good. Didn't make any difference. He's still free to walk around. He dodged incredible total responsibility for losing track also of hundreds of thousands of children that they let in here under his border watch. And they don't know where they are. And he said, well, that's not my department. I haven't seen that data. I really can't judge that on the other side of the fence here now. God, these freaking people. They're traitors. They're literally
absolute traitors. What he is.
God. Anyway, 446. All right, here we go. Everything's fine now. Here we go. Happy Hump Day. It's hey Camel, get up! It's only Tuesday. That's right. All right, look out. Here we go.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on Extra 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
It has begun. The Summer Starts Here sales event now through June 1st. Commuting every day, the 2026 Toyota Camry is now all hybrid with up to 53 miles per gallon in the city. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's unlimited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own it. And we've been voted Best of Top for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, and Best Service Center. For well-qualified buyers, 5.49% APR for 72 months is available on the new 2026 Camry Hybrid. Non-Toyota owners may qualify for $1,000 Camry Conquest bonus cash, no trade-in required. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota since 1975. We have been here and will be here for you.
5.49% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. 1,000 Conquest for eligible current non-Toyota owners. Must finance or lease through Southeast Toyota Finance. No trade-in required. N6/1/2026. See dealer for details. All prices exclude tax, tag, title, and include dealer fee of $699.
May in the A continues as the Nationals roll into Truist Park May 22nd through the 24th. So dust off your boots and join us for Country and Western Night on May 22nd, full of country music and cowboy flair. Fans will also receive a Brave Straw Cowboy hat presented by Visit Sarasota. The fun continues with the block party in the Battery Atlanta on Saturday, the Kids City Connect Socks giveaway on Sunday, and so much more. And then get ready to slide into summer at Truist Park as the Blue Jays and Pirates come to town June 2nd through the 7th. There's 3 exciting giveaways to look forward to, including the David Justice bobblehead presented by Truist, the Drake Baldwin hockey jersey presented by Xfinity, and the kids soccer jersey built by the Home Depot. Plus, don't miss the Summer Beach Bash theme night. Catch all the electric energy this summer inside Truist Park and cheer on your red-hot Braves. Visit Braves.com/promos to see all of the fun and to get your tickets. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
When we talk about Israel, we're not just talking about a place. We're talking about a people connected to a promise made by God, the one he has never broken, and one that continues even today. Because God's character doesn't change, and what he begins, he sustains. What he promises, he fulfills, and that matters. Right now in Israel, families run into shelters as sirens sound. It's not just a crisis, it's a call to respond. For Christians, caring for the Jewish people isn't rooted in politics. It's not rooted in war or anything else. It's rooted in trust in a God who keeps his word. So we don't stay distant. We step in with prayer and practical help. The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews is on the ground, bringing food, caring for the vulnerable, and reminding people they're not alone. This is what it looks like to align our hearts with God's, to pray, to show up, to care, to feed. Join us in praying for the peace of Jerusalem and for the people who need it most right now. Visit prayifcj.org. That's prayifcj.org.
Little Dionne Warwick. Was on this day in 2002. Dionne Warwick was arrested at Miami International Airport for possession of marijuana. They found 11 joints in a lipstick case. Jesus, 11 joints? Where were you going? I mean, how long were you going to be gone? My God, isn't that a lot? Is that a lot? I don't know. 11 joints. Now, a joint is one individual. Adobe, right? Isn't that what they... I forgot the terminology. Anyways, 11 joints and a similar thing. In her hand luggage, the charges were dropped after she completed a drug program and gave them some money. A little contribution to charity of some kind. Dionne Warwick there. Okie dokie. Away from the thing with the Dionne Warwick. Let's see. Morgan Wallen's birthday, 33 years old today. Morgan Wallen, the country singer who sometimes wants to throw a chair off a balcony. I think didn't he almost kill a guy? It turned out to be a fairly serious thing, but he was goofing around. I think it was a chick involved. I'm pretty sure it was a broad involved in it, babe. I shouldn't have said broad. That's a bad word. Let's see. Here we go. Let's do a little, let's do this. On this day, and we just talked about TV and movies and stuff. It was, hold on a minute. It was Bill Paxton I was talking about. The Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator movie, the first one, 1984. The guy who I was talking about had the really goofy blue hair, and he played like a criminal and a tough guy and, whatever freak hippie kind of guy. And that was Bill Paxton. In fact, I grokked it. I asked Grok who were some of the people who became famous actors and she told me, and one of them was Bill Paxton, who died, by the way, in 2017. I totally forgot that. Bill Paxton, if you didn't remember, and again, if you saw the original Terminator, he played one of those goofy roles. He was the guy in Twister. He was also the doctor originator guy to get the woman on the boat of Titanic. That was
Alien.
him. Alien. And True Lies. And again, Bill Paxton, and that role of his in 1984 was just horrible.
What was that? Oh, man, we're all going to die. No, game over, man. Game over.
It's just horrible. Anyway, and on this day in history, it was 2004. The Cheers spinoff Frasier. The final episode after 11 seasons on NBC, the finale on this day in 2004, created and produced by David Angel, Peter Casey, and David Lee. Kelsey Grammer was a Seattle radio host therapist named Frasier Crane. David Hyde Pierce was his therapist brother. John Mahoney played their old man cranky father. Jane Leaves as his cranky father's nurse. And Perry Gilpin as Frasier's assistant. Frasier had got 37 Emmys, a record at the time for a scripted TV series. Frasier won the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Comedy Series for 5 consecutive years. It started as a revival of Frasier on Paramount streaming service in 2023. They tried to bring it back. Returned as Mr. Crane, but he was the only one of the originals to star in the new show. And Professor neighbors across the hall, including people I've never heard of, his nephew, B.B. Newworth, and Perry Gilpin guest starred as his former wife Lilith and co-worker Roz. The revival was renewed for a second season, but it was canceled. So anyway, Frasier tried to rebate there. And of course, I had dinner with Frasier in San Francisco. For a Hollywood thing I was working for NBC television news people, KRON, and I took my then semi-girlfriend, the one who wanted me to do a 3-way with another guy, which I refused to even talk to her after that. We had dinner together, and Frasier brought this beautiful little blonde girl, looked about 15 years old, just absolutely stunning. And who was the guy I never get the name for that I sat directly next to?
Don Amici.
Don Amici was at that table with the Kimmer. And anyway, fun time. Okay. It's just,
I know this story better than you do now.
My bucket list. Good point. Let's see. Oh, tell me about this kind of a weird story. Now, I don't know if we'll have time to finish it, but think about it after the news at 5 o'clock. A little boy named Christian Mango, 10 years old, North Carolina 4th grader. He wrote a letter to a congressman. His school assignment was to write a letter about the things they were talking about and pick a congressman to write a letter to. So the little boy, 10-year-old, wrote a letter to Representative Virginia Fox, Republican, North Carolina, talking about the benefits of e-cars. He said, Christian they wrote a persuasive essay of their choosing, mailed it off to a representative, his mom said. He selected this woman, 82-year-old Republican, who used to be on the education committee. And little boy, 10-year-old, said, they're better than normal cars. They're better for the environment. They pay less. There's no gas. You should help fight climate change. There's a good chance that people will not die anymore. And for the weather to get better, just maybe glaciers will stop melting if we go to electric cars. Well, the congresswoman wrote him back and said, just for the record, please ask your teacher to explain propaganda to you. While I will never be able to know you, my guess is your teachers will not give you a good educational experience and help you learn to think as they too are interested in indoctrinating you. How sad. The woman wrote back that he should look up. They should try to find out some articles about the disastrous record of policies enacted to address climate change. Well, the kid's mother went nuts. She says, oh, my God, I can't believe that's a congresswoman in my turn, 11-term congresswoman, attacking his teachers, his school, his education, propaganda.
She's right.
Exactly.
She's absolutely right.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, but the kid needs to be educated. You need to start thinking for yourself and not think that everything that comes out of a teacher's pie hole is the god-awful truth.
But his mother says, oh, it was a shame what that congresswoman did. A shame.
Yeah, because she said the truth to her?
That's right. That's right.
Sorry, kid. You need to hear the truth at some point.
And by the way, the congresswoman treated that kid with respect. I mean,
treat him as an adult.
Yeah. Well, he did a very adult-like letter and a serious conversation, and she treated him exactly properly when she replied it. So don't, if you want to be a tough guy, be a tough guy, but don't screw around when somebody calls you on it. And the mother should have said, turn this into a learning experience. Maybe had a meeting with her.
My little snowflake.
Yeah, I know.
He had to see harsh reality.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. I mean, this is where it starts. Fourth grade.
Do you know what the lithium mining does to the environment?
It kills it all. Yeah, it's gone forever. They'll dig it up.
And by the way,
it'll be
they supposedly have found a buttload under the Appalachian Mountains. So here we go again.
That's
First
ours.
it was coal, and now they're going to do this again.
Yeah. And by the way, all these electric companies are killing all their electric car and truck programs.
Right.
Yeah. But this kid
No one
tells
wants
them.
them.
Yeah, we got. All right, one more Flounder's Funny right before the top of the hour. Here we go.
If you don't know what you're doing, like in a sport, or you're just starting, be honest. Hey, I've never won water skiing before, and I suck. Should I go? No, you shouldn't. No. All right, thanks for the honesty. Appreciate it. Like, I went on vacation once. I met up with a bunch of people, and they were like, hey, you want to go jet skiing tomorrow? And I'd never been jet skiing in my life, and I should have said that. But I was like, yeah, I'll go. I'm good. They're like, all right, great. Meet us here tomorrow. So I meet them there the next day. They all had their own jet skis. They're like, where's your jet ski? I forgot it. I forgot mine. Now I got to rent one, which is even worse because you get a piece of garbage when you rent. And they're all bragging about theirs, right? Yeah, it's a Kawasaki KZ 9000 Wave Humper. Got the Humper, huh? Cool, yeah. I got a gray one. I'll be on the gray one. It says rental with a big number 8 on the back. I'll be riding the bowling shoe out there. I'll be on the shoe.
Big bowling shoes.
They all take off. They're like, yeah. They're like, gun it. I'm like, all right. She's packed. You know how embarrassing it is to wipe out going 0? No.
Who does? Anyway, who you got there? You know who that was offhand?
That was Mr. Kevin James. Kevin James.
Whatever. Oh, Kevin James. I didn't recognize him again. The big fat guy. I should know that by now. All right, look out. Coming
Kings
up
and
on
Queens is
coming
what
up on. Yep, there you go. Coming up 5 o'clock. Give her Pete Flounder and Just Jeff, and Braves are in town and holy crap at sports and a lot of stuff going on here, including the latest news and fraud crackdowns and politics and Donald Trump's in China. God bless America. Hoorah! Look out. 5 o'clock. Stand by.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
They'll get down to business in Beijing. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Later tonight, U.S. time, President Trump begins a summit with China's president.
President Trump still hasn't seen President Xi yet. That is going to happen a few hours from right now during an official state welcome ceremony for President Trump at the Great Hall of the People.
Fox's Peter Ducey in Beijing. Multiple U.S. business leaders are with the president, who says he'll ask President Xi to open up China. He also expects a long conversation about Iran, which had been selling most of its oil to China. On Capitol Hill, the Senate confirming Trump nominee Kevin Warsh to be the new Fed chair. A federal crackdown on healthcare fraud ramps up.
We're trying to save the Medicaid program from dysfunctional state bureaucrats.
Vice President J.D. Vance, who's leading a fraud task force, says taxpayers and Medicaid recipients are being cheated by fraudsters, and states are being warned they could lose federal money for fraud investigations if they don't get serious about prosecutions.
$1.3 billion in Medicare reimbursements are now being diverted from the state of California. Now, just in the L.A. area, mostly the L.A. area, 800 hospices have been suspended. They say less than 20 of them have called to complain about being suspended. CMS Administrator Dr. Oz also making a big announcement that no new hospice or home health providers can enroll in Medicare until they root out some of the bad actors who are committing this fraud across the country.
Fox Business's Connor Hansen in D.C. A Utah woman who published a children's book about grief grief after killing her husband, just sentenced to life in prison. Corey Richens was convicted in March of aggravated murder for lacing her husband's cocktail with 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl, also convicted of other felonies for trying to poison him weeks earlier on Valentine's Day. Prosecutors say she was millions in debt and planning a future with another man after opening numerous life insurance policies. His sister now caring for the couple's sons. America's listening to Fox News.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-884-1012 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-884-1012. That's 800-884-1012. What do you have to lose? Call 800-884-1012. Again, 800-884-1012.
Let's get it together, ladies. Let's shoulder. Ride a bike. Ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kipper with Pete Davis in the mountains of Macon. Holy crap, and sports is coming up. Flounder sitting tight, running things, and just Jeff at the controls here at 106.3. Beautiful hump day afternoon. Braves in town. And again, Ryan Klesko was here visiting. I guess he's probably doing some 680 interviews or something. He may have just stopped in to say hi. I don't know, but he was here in the building, and I didn't recognize. I didn't know who it was. But I would have done a selfie. He probably said, "Leave me alone, kid." So anyway, Kipper, Pete, Flounder, and Jeff, and our number 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And before I forget, you just heard the story about that children's book author woman who killed her husband because she was having an affair and wanted to get his insurance money. For the record, her kid, she had, the update is she just was sentenced to life in prison. I did not hear them say life in prison without parole. And so, therefore, she may be getting out. And the point of that is when today her 3 young sons, this is a Utah woman, her 3 young sons, she murdered their father, and then she wrote a book to help her kids deal with the tragedy of losing their father, even though they didn't know at the time that she killed him. But it turns out, obviously, they know what happened now, and they've been talking about the way she treated them as a mother anyway. But here's what's important about this. This is why all 3 sons, the oldest one now is only 13. All 3 sons want her to never be released. The judge did not grant that request, apparently, because it didn't say without parole. The oldest son, now 13, says this: "I'm afraid if she gets out, she'll come after me and my brothers, my whole family. I think she would come and take us and not do good things to us like hurt us." That's her oldest son. He also said earlier, testified, he says, I miss my dad, but I don't miss how my life used to be. I don't miss Curry. He called his mother by her first name because he can't call her mom. He said he just refused to call her mom. One of the other boys was condemned to be a material witness because the mother used him as an excuse for her not doing it, so they had to have the kid testify. And the middle child said, my dad can't be my coach anymore. Can't be at my games, won't be at my birthdays, can't teach me how to drive. She should be in prison forever. I will not feel safe if she is out. With her in jail, I'll be able to continue to feel safe and live a happy and successful life without fear of her hurting me or anyone I love. That was the middle kid. The youngest boy, who was in preschool, said, it makes me feel sad about what she did, hateful and ashamed she took away my dad. If she got out, I would be so scared. I'm worried she would take me away. Once she's gone, I'll feel happy, I'll feel safer and relaxed and trust people more. If she gets out serving the minimum before she's allowed, the kids will be 30, 35, and 36. And they say she should never get out. In fact, I'm saying one of the Pete was mentioning some of the books that this woman, the mother, had written earlier. Apparently, some of the kids were writing books and essays to try to deal with their grief. One of the, like the middle child, wrote an essay for the lawyers called "Why Is Mommy Yelling Oh God in the Handyman's Car?" So some of these, as kids dealing with, things. Good Lord, I mean, isn't that just sad? Oh God, just sad. Anyway. Oh, one more bad thing. I hate to do this to you, but you ought to know it. And again, I keep hounding the fact that our Jewish friends still keep voting Democrat, apparently, and you have to stop. I don't know if you've heard this, and again, it's horrible, and I can't tell you everything, but you should know the story if you haven't heard it. There's a 2-year-long study, investigation, a commission on the October 7 crimes by Hamas. Hamas waged a widespread campaign of rape during the massacre October 7th. 430 witnesses, 2,000 hours of footage, 10,000 photographs of the atrocities, and here are some of the things they found. Women were both alive and dead as they were raped, humiliating them sexually, executing women while violating them, and parading their bodies as trophies. Men pulled women from vehicles, forcibly removed their clothing, raped them, and stabbed them, killing them. Continued raping the women after they're dead. You hear it right next to you, one guy said. You hear the screams. 2,000 people dead when Hamas swarmed into Israel October 7th, 2023. Men and boys and elderly, victims of rape and other sex crimes. Some of the worst described and labeled genocidal sexual violence. Do you know what that is? Crimes deliberately aimed at torturing and destroying the family as a cohesive social, emotional unit. Young women threatened with marriage to their captors, family members held captive together, being forced to commit sexual acts on each other in their own family. It's to weaponize the deepest human bonds to maximize pain and psychological devastation, creating multi-generational trauma. Sexual violence, a deliberate strategy carried out with exceptional cruelty.
And that's who Democrats and the left have embraced, Hamas and the Palestinians.
Yep, those poor Hamas children, the Palestinian children, poor Hamas and Palestinian children. I mean, I'm sorry I had to say that story. You've got to know these things. I mean, this is...
The barbarians.
Jesus.
They're barbarians from top to bottom.
And they can't be stopped. They're not going to change them.
And they've been kicked out of every country from Saudi Arabia to Jordan to Lebanon. Well, Lebanon tried to kick them out, but there's too damn many of them. They've been Egypt kicked them out.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't Egypt one put the big, 800-foot down underground shield fence so they couldn't get under? They couldn't even tunnel into Egypt.
Because they're rats. Yeah.
Good God. 510. Holy crap, sports coming up. We'll have a little more fun here coming up from that. A couple other things, just some newsy updates. Donald Trump's in China. He has not met with Xi yet, but that's not a big deal. It's midnight or whatever. So that, that's going to be fine. I'm not worried about that. Also, J.D. Vance, the vice president, also in charge of rooting out corruption in America. He had just announced that there are now something like $1.4 billion in Medicaid in California being stopped. Also, Dr. Oz, who runs America's medical campaign business, also says that'll be about $100 billion in total they're going after. He also has now closed 800 hospice care centers in California, mostly just in Los Angeles. 800 of them. Hospice care facilities because they're fake. They don't do it. There's nobody there. Don't do anything. Hundreds of them use the same address. It's a warehouse or a closet and nobody there. 800 of them shut down. Billions of dollars and billions of dollars in fraud. And in Minnesota, the SNAP program, holy crap, here's another one. Minnesota's filed criminal charges now officially against a guy named Abadabawabaweed Mohammed. Owns the Minnesota Food Grocery LLC. See, that's what you do. You set up an LLC and you say, I'm going to help the people. So what he would do was use EBT cards. which is, it's like a charge card for people who need food stamps. And he would register people to purchase the items at Sam's Club and Costco, and then turned around and resold them in his store. He made $1 million. And the SNAP program abused by this guy, his food assistance to low-income households, is like a debit card. He got over $1 million. He faces 20 years in prison. And by the way, a Republican running for Congress in Minnesota says Minnesota didn't become America's fraud capital by accident. They do it, it's earned. They do it every week. Grocers running up charges. And Minnesotans have to pay the taxes. Lining the wrong pockets, paying for luxury cars, houses on the other side of the world. Because some of the money goes back to Somalia.
Yeah.
For the tribal leaders. The sheer volume of welfare programs and the inability of the state agencies to find out about it is alarming. And that's just even part of Minnesota. The good news is they're doing it. I mean, every little while we hear there are arrests and more fraud, stuff like that. That's good news. That's the way it ought to be. And Rand Paul with a whistleblower from the CIA about the COVID cover-ups and everything. Oh, my God. I mean, somebody's got to go, man. Somebody's got to be handcuffed.
Maybe the only way to fix this is, and it'll take a long time, and we all have to sit down and take 2 or 3 nights to do it, is when you pay your taxes, you designate exactly where you want your money to go to.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be interesting?
They give you choices where you're military, the health, whatever. Yeah. But anything but these NGOs. No more NGOs.
Wouldn't you love to see the results of that survey of people, if everybody actually kept track of where they wanted that money to go to see see what they really believe? Because that would be, that
would show where the American people want the money to be spent, and that would show what we want. And they're supposed to work for us, not the other way around.
Yeah, that'll be the day. 5:13, Kimber, Pete, Flounder, and just Jeff. It's all family time here together. 106.3. Holy crap of sports. Standing by. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Go Braves.
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at extra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Boortz, and stay connected at the office. That's xtra1063.com.
Well, it's a beautiful time of year. Planting season in Georgia. Stovall & Company's got your stuff. Third-generation family. You builders and contractors, putting in the backyard or doing landscaping. Wholesale landscaping supplies. Tripp and Devin and the old man Paul, really taking care of business. 11 locations. And they take care of direct job site delivery problems. If you're, you need something fast, it's probably already in your freaking driveway. Just check it out. Competitive prices. In fact, I love telling this story. If you need something really special and they don't have it, they'll actually tell you where else to get it. And they've got, the plants and trees and shrubs and the whole deal, and backyard kitchens and everything else. StovallInc.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Drake Baldwin here. When I won Rookie of the Year, I thought of everyone who helped me along the way. My friends, my family, and hot showers. That's why when something goes wrong, I call Superior Plumbing. Still locally owned, Superior has been serving Atlanta for over 40 years as the go-to plumber for leak repairs, toilet replacement, and water heater installation. They don't call them the honest one for no reason. Superior's team is my MVP. Remember, there's no job too small.
770-422. One of the hardest things to do is to walk away from a paycheck. As retirement planners, Masterplan knows how hard it can be to pull the trigger on your own retirement. Don't go it alone. Masterplan is a holistic retirement planning firm that works with you to create a retirement plan to help maximize your golden years. Through income planning and money management, legacy planning, and tax planning, we create a plan specifically designed for your life. Enter retirement with confidence. Contact Masterplan to analyze your retirement outlook and create a plan that's right for you. All initial consultations are complimentary, so contact us today and begin your pursuit towards peace of mind. Visit masterplanretire.com. Masterplan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Masterplan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Masterplan Retirement Consultant. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Hear that? That's the sound of the annual Duck Pluck event supporting Special Olympics Georgia. For just $10, you can adopt a rubber duck or grab a whole flock. Every dollar helps provide meals and housing for over 18,000 Special Olympics Georgia athletes. And if your duck is plucked, you can win some great prizes. Adopt your duck now at duckrace.com/Atlanta.
If you're looking for strength, capability, and reliability, it starts with Ford. And it starts at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs.
From the legendary F-150 to the adventure-ready Bronco to the versatile Explorer, Ford builds vehicles designed to handle real life.
And at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs, you'll find a great selection in stock, competitive pricing, and a buying process that's fast, fair, and straightforward.
No pressure, no confusion, just a transparent experience focused on helping you find the right vehicle.
You can even get started from home. Shop online, value your trade, schedule a test drive, complete paperwork before you ever step into the showroom.
Or come in and work with a team that respects your time and gets you on the road quickly. That's how buying a Ford should feel.
Get started at JimEllisFordSandySprings.com or stop by the Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs showroom, conveniently located at 7555 Roswell Road, just 4 miles north of I-285.
Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, where you can always expect the best.
Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. The legacy of Joe Biden lives. His open border policy let millions of illegal criminals stream into our country. We continue to have customers visit the showroom and report that they have been victims of break-ins and lost their hard-earned and irreplaceable items. So don't be a victim. Drive by the Safe House showroom and see what real security looks like. Picture yourself placing your valuables in a Fort Knox safe. Now that's real protection for your priceless valuables. Drop by the showroom or go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
All right, look out. On this day, daily reading of the Bible becomes mandatory in Florida public schools. They must read the Bible. And it's not from 1794 or 1810. It was in 1925. Mandatory Bible reading in Florida public schools. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
The Braves hit the second best team in baseball in a 5-2 thrashing of the Cubs in Truist Park last night. Chicago's only hit a solo homer by Alex Bregman off Grant Hay Holmes. Have a night, Mike Yastrzemski, who not only knocked in Dom Smith with Atlanta's first run, he contributed this nugget of joy to put the team ahead.
Left-handed veteran hitter out of Vandy. Awaits the payoff pitch. Here it comes. And he hits it high and deep to right field. Way back to right. Look out of the chop house. Here it comes. It's a 2-run home run. His first as a Brave. And the Braves take the lead here in the 5th inning. Make it 4-2 Atlanta on the long ball by Mike Yastrzemski.
Veteran of the voice from Ole Miss, Ben Ingram there.
Yes,
I think he was from Ole Miss. 680 the fan with the call. Mike 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs and a run scored. His first homer of the season. Dom was 4 for 4, scored twice. Austin Riley got home run number 6. He's heating up.
Yeah.
Didier Fuentes, the win in relief of Holmes, going 3 innings, giving up no hits and striking out 3. Fuentes now 2-0.
Excellent.
Dylan Lee, a scoreless inning, and Raisel Iglesias picked up his 7th save. Chris Ray took the loss. Same 2 teams tonight. Left-hander Shota Imanaga and his 4-2 record against the 1-0 rookie right-hander J.R. Ritchie for the Bravos. Shota has a 2.28 earned run average. J.R.'s is 3.63.
Yeah, okay.
Braves 9 games ahead of Washington and Philly. The Cubbies 2.5 games ahead of Milwaukee in the National League Central. Manager Walt Weiss says there will be some more time before we see Ronald Acuna Jr. They're going to go real easy with this hamstring, and when you're 9 up, you can afford to do so.
Yeah.
Former Braves and now Yankees lefty Max Fried left their game today with left elbow soreness.
Ooh.
He's going to see the doctor tomorrow, probably get an MRI on it.
Yeah. Isn't he like 40 now or 38 or something these days now? Or something like that?
Max Fried is nowhere near that age.
I thought he was way up. I thought he was way up there. For some
maybe 33, 34.
Okay, well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I guess probably. That to me is old. Mid-30s is pretty.
If only we had a staff.
Well, because
this
staff. Damn it.
Okay.
Sorry.
The Giants beat the Dodgers in L.A. 6-2 last night. Just one night after the San Francisco Outfitters celebrated a win over the Bums by grinding each other's groins in the outfield. They were asked not to do that anymore.
Yeah, twerking.
So
is not,
the 3 players enjoyed their latest victory by lining up side by side and taking a bow together like they were on stage after a Broadway show.
Oh, come on. Do they have to do something?
Yes. Everybody has to do something. It's much classier, though. if they win tonight, they're going to link arms like the Rockettes and kick
do
their
the
way to the
kicking.
dugout. That's what I suggest.
Or how,
doing
you know what? They should do the hop along over each other. What do they call it? The
leapfrog.
Leapfrog. They should leapfrog over each other.
Right.
Idiots.
And by the way, what they did was reverse twerking.
Oh, okay. Again, I'm not familiar with it. It involves women, I think, normally.
Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh, affectionately known as the Big Dumper, mired in the worst slump of his career. He's 0 for 38.
Oh, boy.
The worst slump in the majors this season. So his teammate, pitcher Logan Gilbert, Mr. Helper, suggested that Cal mix up the mojo by showering in full uniform after Monday night's game.
Okay.
Did it work?
Did it work?
Last night, Cal had 2 singles in a rout of the Astros.
Well, there you are. Now, what do you suppose he's? He must be thinking, timing or star. I mean, there's got to be something going through a big leaguer star's head like that when he's on a run.
It's all mental.
God.
And he's got his foot in the wrong place, or he's got a hitch in his swing. Something's going on.
Yeah.
He led the AL with 60 homers and 125 RBIs last season.
And what's he got? 2 this year, or 1, or 3? I mean, he's got almost nothing.
Batting 166 with 7 dingers, 18 RBIs.
Okay.
The vagaries of baseball, ladies and gentlemen.
That's for sure.
The NFL schedule isn't fully out until tomorrow, but we now know where the Falcons will be November 8th. They're going to play the Bengals in Madrid, Spain in Week 9.
Yeah, Spain.
Nueve.
Yeah.
The game will be seen on the NFL Network at 9:30 a.m. Atlanta time. Now, Falcons Fan Travel, the Falcons official travel program, they put together a complete package to bring fans to España. The travel package includes everything. We're talking flights, hotel, exclusive events, meet and greet with former players, and the game day experience. Fully refundable deposits are now open. They did not compensate me for saying this. I thought it would be nice to know, and it is a nice thing to know. That's a good deal. I don't know how much it is.
Well, we got to find out how much. It could be $10,000. I mean, for all we ought to.
Well, that'd probably be a good deal for all that for $10,000. You realize I paid like almost $12 to fly a Spitfire. So
yeah, and that was just in a warehouse where you thought you were actually in the sky. That was incredible.
Sorry, I'm gonna hit you when I get in there.
Play the video. Post the video again to show the little people. Put your video up.
By the way, it was a year. It was 3 years ago this month that I did that.
Yeah, cool.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Put the video up again because it really is pretty cool.
And by the way, our anniversary, we started the first week of June. It's coming up.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was June 4th.
June 4th or 6th.
Now,
I can't remember.
Is that okay? That's okay.
6th,
4,
I think.
5, 6. That's our 3rd year on the air, right? That's our 3rd anniversary or 4th?
No, it's not. Definitely not 4th.
3rd.
Must be.
I think it's our
3rd.
3rd. That's at 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we've been on. Yeah, I'm sure there's a big party planned. You got donuts and all
I know it. Yeah, it was just like the last one.
Half a year from tearing his left ACL, Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr. is back on the field. They posted a video yesterday throwing to receiver Drake London out in Flowery Branch, South Carolina. Penix is participating in Phase 2 of the Falcons offseason program in which they let them hold a ball.
Oh, boy.
I'm just kidding. They can do all kinds of stuff in that one. Sad news here. Jason Collins, the NBA's first openly gay player, died of brain cancer. He was just 47. He told ESPN in November he had been diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma, one of the deadliest forms of brain cancer. Went to Singapore this past winter, got experimental treatments that are not yet legal here. The treatment's effective enough. He came home, attended the NBA All-Star Weekend in L.A., and went to his game at Stanford, his alma mater. But the cancer returned. He died peacefully at his L.A. home, surrounded by family. He was able to complete the initial parts of his treatment plan, but the cancer returned too quickly for him to complete it all. Collins retired back in 2014, 13-year career with New Jersey, Memphis, Minnesota, Atlanta, Boston, Washington, and returned to the Nets after they moved to Brooklyn. Came out as gay in 2013 in Sports Illustrated's cover story, the first publicly gay athlete to play in any of the 4 main North American sports leagues.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't include soccer in there because it's all.
Well, that's by definition, really.
That was uncalled for.
No.
I retract the statement.
Sort of uncalled. Sort of uncalled. It was not uncalled. It was sort of
the way they fall down and act like. Come on. Act like a man.
Yeah, I like it.
You can act like a man.
The funny little shorts.
You like those shorts.
I like on the girls, yes.
The SEC will be the only power conference to not play any Friday night games this upcoming season. Greg Sankey, the commissioner, says, look, everybody says we're after the money. Well, everybody else is after it, but we're not going to play because that's high school.
High school night is Friday night.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Good news, Kimmer. You're finally on the cutting edge of a new trend.
Oh, my God. I can't wait.
6 in 10 sports fans say they have skipped watching an NFL game at least a few times the past year because it's too expensive. And according to a new Fox News poll, 72% of fans said major sporting events should be required to air on free broadcast TV instead of behind streaming payroll.
Absolutely true. Absolutely. How's that? Especially your home team, and especially since there are networks designed to this. What's the problem? You can just put a button. They can just link it in. Everything's connected. They can just boom, bam, and everybody can watch it. They're still going to make their money. Advertising pays no matter what.
Well, this new schedule is not going to make you any happier.
Oh, yeah?
While the full season schedule, not until tomorrow, we'll find out. Yeah. They've already got the streaming plans available. Netflix expanding its slate this season to include at least the 49ers Rams in Australia in Week 1, also games on Christmas Day and Thanksgiving Eve, which means fans who subscribe to Netflix only for the NFL will now have to pay for at least 3 months this season instead of just 1.
Well, that'd be fair, yeah.
Peacock will also air an exclusive primetime broadcast on January 2nd. Peacock recently raised its price to $10.99 per month.
I'll get to $400 a month here in a minute.
Fans will still need Amazon Prime for the entire regular season and the first weekend of the playoffs for Thursday Night Football and one wild card matchup in the playoffs. Yeah. And the one streamer that offered games for free will not be involved at all this season, it looks like. YouTube may sit out entirely after balking at splitting a 5-game package with Netflix.
Well, free is no good. You can't have free. You can make money.
And with games being added on Wednesday nights, this leaves on Tuesday night. Tuesday night will be the only night without an NFL game this season.
Oh, my God. That's right. Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, and then
Wednesday now.
Oh, wait a
Friday
minute.
And Saturday.
And Wednesday?
And everything but Tuesday.
And it'd be hard to find what. Oh man,
technology.
Doesn't this risk a lot more injury to players?
Yes, the players are not happy.
Absolutely.
They don't care. They don't care about the players and the health of the players. They
couldn't. And how are you supposed to work days off if you have a Wednesday game and then you play against Sunday?
No,
or they're going to have to they're going to have to do everything.
They can't do Wednesday.
Fly into Australia. How's that going to affect a team getting layover stuff and everything? I mean, it's unbelievable.
I don't know, Vern. I don't know. When the World Cup soccer games are held this summer all over North America, they will have something in common from Mexico City to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. All matches will be played on natural grass.
Oh.
So the NFL players are looking at this and saying, what the heck?
Yeah.
15 of the 30 NFL stadiums use artificial turf. The NFL Players Association says that's got to end. The Falcons usually play on fake turf at home, but that will be replaced by real grass for the soccer boys. The NFL, which makes more money than they know what to do with, can easily afford to use real grass even inside.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the problem?
Replace it every week. Who cares?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hell, you could advertise it. A sponsor will pay for it.
Yeah, we'll see. Ever watch the Apple TV show Ted Lasso?
I know of it. I've never actually seen it, but I know of it. It's very, very popular in its day, or was anyway.
Cristo Fernandez, Danny Rojas on the TV show, has become a breakout star with his catchphrase, "Football is life." Well, he's not just playing a soccer player anymore. He's now one. He's signed with the El Paso Locomotive. He's going to play forward, just like on the telly. Before becoming an actor, Fernandez played at youth level with the Mexican side of Tecos FC. He left at 15 because he got injured. El Paso right now in 4th place in the Western Conference of their league, and they have 4 wins, 2 draws, and 3 defeats.
Well, good for him.
Catherine Legg will attempt to become the first woman to complete the double by racing in the Indianapolis 500 and Coca-Cola 600 on the same day. The 45-year-old woman entering her 5th Indy 500. Best finish was 22nd in 2012. She was 29th last year. She has raced in 8 NASCAR Cup races over the past 2 years, finished 35th last week at Watkins Glen. 5 drivers have completed in both races, or competed since '94. Tony Stewart, the only one to complete all 1,100 miles while finishing in the top 6 in both races in 2001. Kyle Larson, the most recent driver to attempt the double, missed out on starting the NASCAR race in 2024 after the 500 was delayed by rain, and then he crashed out of both races last year.
And what's the name of this girl who's trying to set the thing?
Catherine Legg is her name.
Huh. I don't know anything about her. I've never seen her. I don't know.
And there's still a chance for you, Kimmer.
Really?
Iowa has hired former Colts OC Tom Moore, Peyton's OC, as a senior consultant on the Hawkeyes offense.
I like it.
Tom Moore is 87 years old.
Well, there you are.
Yeah,
I got
Considering Iowa just began the forward pass last season, Tom should fit right in Iowa City since he'll work in that play he wrote for Red Grange and Bronco Nagurski.
Yeah, the old Woody Hayes, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Got that right. By the way, on this date, May 13th, 1973, Bobby Riggs beat Margaret Smith Court on Mother's Day.
Got that history thing here. Oh, that was a different one. Margaret Court, that's not the same as
That's right.
the other one.
That is correct, sir. You're correct. I'm trying to find one thing here that's pretty cool. Gene Sarazen died on this day in 1999. He was 97.
I got a weird baseball thing. You want to hear it real quick?
Sure. Don't call me real quick.
Pittsburgh's Adam LaRoche and Florida's Ross Glode become the first baseball players to have home runs taken away after a video replay review 10 years ago. The first home runs taken away after video review.
Adam, former Brave.
Adam LaRoche, my former Brave, 10 years ago today. I'll be darned. Pete Davis, 5:32. More coming up. We got so much. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and Just Jeff.
Thank you.
And Flounder's Funnies. And we got some tweet stuff. Let's do a game. We have a game, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Do we do a game? Yeah, let's do a game. We'll do a game coming up here. Here, look out. See, it's all coming together. It's all planned up here, and everything's just working great. So look out.
Decision 2026 coverage is live on Extra 106.3 this Tuesday night. Hey, it's Tug. Join me and Lowe's from the Morning Extra for election coverage, expert analysis, and reaction from across Georgia. Plus, hear a live commentary from the Kimmer, the Talkmaster Neil Bortz, and Victor Armandaris throughout the evening. Stay connected with the station that Atlanta turns to for talk. This Tuesday night, 6 to 8, only on Extra 106.3.
At Howard Brothers, they don't just sell outdoor power equipment. They live it. From zero-turn mowers and chainsaws to trimmers, blowers, and everything in between, they've got the tools to tackle any outside project. Howard Brothers carries trusted brands like Echo, Steel, and Exmark, backing them all with expert advice, service, and support. So whether you're a pro landscaper or a proud homeowner, Howard Brothers is your go-to spot for your outdoor needs. Howard Brothers, serving your communities since 1955.
It's official. President Trump has endorsed Burt Jones for governor.
Burt Jones has been an incredible leader. This man has my complete and total endorsement, and I really want to see him win.
Burt Jones is a trusted Trump conservative who's leading the fight to end Georgia's state income tax.
He's going to make a great, great governor. You will be very happy, Georgia. Burt Jones has my complete and total endorsement.
Paid for by Burt Jones for Georgia.
You've worked hard to build your investments, but are they positioned the right way from a tax perspective? Because it's not just what you make, it's what you keep. Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Many investors don't realize that their portfolios may be creating unnecessary tax exposure. Capital gains, required minimum distributions, inefficient account placement can quietly reduce your returns, especially as you approach retirement. At Nicholas Wealth Management, we help clients evaluate whether their investments are structured in a tax-efficient way, looking beyond performance to understand how taxes impact income today and your legacy tomorrow. Are your assets in the right accounts? Are there opportunities to reduce further tax liability? Is your strategy aligned with your long-term retirement goals? Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 678-990-8500. Schedule a complimentary review. That's 678-990-8500 or visit nicholaswealth.com. Nicholas Wealth Management, helping you keep more of what you've worked so hard to build.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
Hey, it's Tug. Chuck and the team at Central Heating and Air Conditioning are bringing back something I love. Their 6th annual Christmas in July, benefiting Skyland Trail right here in Atlanta. Skyland Trail does incredible work helping people facing mental health challenges get real, lasting support. And Central is proud to give back to a community that they've been serving since 1947. Now here's the part I like. it's easy to help, and it actually helps you too. When you sign up for a Central Maintenance Agreement, they'll donate $10 directly to Skyland Trail. And on your side, you'll get priority service, seasonal tune-ups to help prevent breakdowns, and better efficiency, especially now that the Georgia heat's kicked in. It's one of those rare wins where you're taking care of your home and helping someone else at the same time. Central services all makes and models. With them, you're never a number, you're family. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com to sign up today. Carrier products, carrier warranty, carrier peace of mind, Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Lowe's with Terry from Alpharetta, who just purchased a new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent, honest way to buy your next vehicle. Terry, tell us about your experience.
I have a son serving in the military. He's active duty with limited time to look for a car. My son was looking for a used Hyundai Veloster, and I had heard about the Honest Car Guy on the radio, decided that might be a route to go, and we made a phone call over the weekend. He screen shared the information with us. We looked over the vehicle, and he took the reins from there, and they were able to walk us through the process of buying the car. We're very clear and transparent, and next thing we knew, we had a car in the driveway.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Looking for heavy equipment but don't know where to buy? Purple Wave Auction has you covered. Always online and always no reserve. It's your destination for construction or ag equipment ready to work. We even sell semis, trailers, and fleet equipment for your operation. Best part? It's free to join. Head to purplewave.com. That's purplewave.com. Sign up for a free account and start bidding today. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
The biggest candidates in Georgia are live on Extra 106.3 FM.
Look, I'm going to make a prediction right now. I'm going to be President Trump's favorite governor. And the reason is because we're both business guys and we like to do deals. I think we're going to have a fantastic relationship. So let me tell you, I'm going to be the #1 business developer of the state of Georgia. And the reason is we have to negotiate good deals. And Trump is too. He's coming in on the front. Let's get this done. Assigns people and so forth like that. And we can do that. We don't have to give away a lot of tax credits and incentives. We just have to come up with a deal that's a win-win for them and win for us. And my filter is that it has to be good for Georgia, period, from an ROI standpoint, just like any other business person.
Candidates, the road to victory includes a stop at Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
They got YouTubers. The camera's got it going today, baby. No, wait a minute. It's not fair. Yeah, we got
stupid
Jackson.
Paper trick.
It's not a trick. It's just special aura of the camera. Anyway, hear that squeaky little voice here. On this day in 1974, 43 people were arrested and more than 50 were hurt after unruly Utes started throwing bottles outside a Jackson 5 concert at RFK Stadium in Washington. 1974, freaking young kid riot, for God's sake.
Irish kids.
Irish
hooligans.
Yeah, unbelievable. Let's see, birthday listing. Pete Davis, a little sports birthday here for you. Dennis Rodman, our sometimes ambassador to North Korea. Dennis Rodman is 65. And let's see, Harvey Keitel's birthday. Harvey Keitel is 87. He plays a good, tough, gruff guy. He was in Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Taxi Driver, the Thelma and Louise, and he won an Academy Award nomination for Bugsy. Also, Harvey Keitel, 87 years old today. And on this day in history,
the Wolf.
The Wolf, yeah, the Wolf. They called him the blood in the car and stuff like that. And he had that little chick with him at the end. It's, what a character. I mean, just freaking Pulp Fiction. On this day in 1992, an independently wealthy businessman named Fred Turner said, "I'm going to take a walk across America. I'm going to do it to prove that people are good." Basically, people are good. Well, he's going to have to try again because on this day, Fred Turner, 53 years old, left from Beaufort, South Carolina. I think they have a military base there. He left South Carolina saying he thought he would walk to show that only 1 out of 100 people might be bad. He said, I found my one bad guy. In a telephone interview from a bait shop in Effingham County, Georgia, this guy left South Carolina. He got to Effingham County, Georgia. Turner said he was walking across America to show the guy. He said 2 men pulled up next to him in a pickup while he was walking across the Tuxaking Bridge over the Clio River in eastern Georgia. He said, they asked me if I was the guy walking across America. I told them yes, and they said, good, give me your wallet. Turner suspects the men saw a newspaper story about the trip. They took his money, and then one of the guys shoved him. He lost his balance and went tumbling over the bridge and the railing into the river. Fred Turner said he drifted to an island and spent the night in a vacant cabin and was picked up by a fisherman the next day. Turner suffered black eyes, bruises, stiff back, messed up, throwing him over the freaking bridge. He said, this could have happened maybe a couple of months from now. I wouldn't feel so bad, but my God, I make it through one state.
He should have just jumped in the river and kept his money.
Yeah, I know. Honestly. I mean, holy smokes. Anyway, well, people are funny. Let's see, 542. Oh, let's do a game. Do we have a game? Can we do a game? Let's do it. Pete, I think I might have teased you. I forgot. I think I did. Let's do a game. We don't have to do the sound. It's okay. Jeff's going to try to find it. Hey, you got it. Hey, Johnny Olson, who's the next contestant for Holy Crap Pete Davis has a game there. What do you got?
Your contestants will be Flounder and Kimmer, as usual.
All right, sir.
If Jeff wants to weigh in, he can.
Can certainly weigh in.
Little college football here.
All right, sir.
The old Southwest Conference died in 1995, December 2nd.
My.
For most of its history, it had 9 teams.
Southwest Conference. Okay.
Starting with Flounder, name the teams. Give me one.
Texas.
Very good. Texas. That's right. Kimmer.
Oklahoma.
No, Oklahoma was not. That's strike one. Flounder.
Right.
Baylor.
Baylor, you are correct, sir. Baylor is there. Yes, Baylor. So, Kimmer.
Arizona State.
No, there is no Arizona State in the Southwest Conference. You know what? Flounder wasn't even alive during the damn conference. Only you and I remember. I used to watch it as a kid.
I don't know.
All right, Flounder. You're
LSU?
No. In fact, in 1914, the Southwest Conference asked Ole Miss and LSU to join, and both teams said no. But no, you are incorrect, sir. So there's your one strike. Kimmer.
Ole Miss.
No, Ole Miss was. I just said they were asked and said no.
But then I thought later they would come back to it, and that's why you mentioned it.
Ole Miss has always been one of the founding members of the Southeastern Conference. What are you thinking?
Fine. Well, I don't remember.
All right, let's see if one of you can win. Every team in the Southwest Conference was in the state of Texas.
Texas A&M.
Well,
no, except one.
Except Texas A&M.
No, name the one team.
Houston.
Okay, last time I checked,
Rice.
Texas A&M is in Texas. Rice is in Texas.
Yeah, that you said that's what you wanted, right?
No. Okay, once again, you don't listen to the question.
Okay.
The only team that is not in the state of Texas, the old Southwest Conference, was...
that would have been...
They left in 1992 to join the SEC.
Arkansas,
the Razorbacks. Very good, sir.
I win.
No, you didn't win. You got skunked.
I got skunked. All right. Well, I thought I won.
You didn't get the final answer.
I'm telling everybody I won.
But
don't stop me.
That's a nice take-home prize. The home game.
Home game. In fact, when I was on those shows, when I was a year in the Marines, and they had me as a guest on one of the things, when we got Truth or Consequences and the Bob Barker thing like that, when we got done, they actually gave us money. And they had to pay people on the show, and I think this was 1967, maybe before I went overseas. And I think they gave us like $12. as a fee, as a guest fee for being on television. And I think we had to sign a form because it was going to be on my taxes. But hey, when I was in the Marines, a sergeant in the Marines, I was making $400 a month. And believe me, $12 all of a sudden cash. I was feeling really good the way back to Camp Pendleton. Anyway. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to bring myself into it here like always.
I'm trying to figure out how you tied that into what we were doing, but I'm sure
TV shows.
Oh my! The most tenuous of strings attaching the two.
Yeah, but I pulled it off until right just now. It's a 5-6 already. Shut up. Coming up with Kevin
Tell us another bear wrestling story.
And just Jeff.
That would have made more sense.
Well, look out. He never got me down. He never got me down. All right, look out.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Extra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
The arrival of spring has many looking forward to getting back outdoors. It also means more motorcycles back on Georgia's roads and highways. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds both riders and drivers to stay alert and aware of their surroundings. Drivers, look twice before turning, changing lanes, or entering the highway. Check to make sure the road is clear for all vehicles, including motorcycles. Look twice, save a life. Always share the road with motorcycles. Sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
In 1953, an American Roadster was born, and it would go on to become an icon. Across 8 generations, the Corvette has represented speed, style, and innovation. Now, the Savoy Automobile Museum in Cartersville, Georgia, invites you to experience where it all began. Corvette, the early years, showcases the groundbreaking C1 through C3 models, the designs that started a legend. Don't miss the opportunity to see 2 rare Corvette concept cars on loan from General Motors. This temporary exhibit is open now through May 31st. Get tickets at savoymuseum.org.
Join Daniel Madelon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, 1 second chance at a time. This week's guest is Rob Pitts from the Fulton County Board of Commissioners. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
So you got into an argument. Things got heated. Then a fight broke out, and it landed you in jail. Now what? You need A Second Chance Bail Bonds. They can get you or your loved one out of jail quickly, in most cases, in a few hours. So make the right call. A Second Chance Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, Trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
A journey from alone and abandoned to one of the most successful businessmen in Georgia history. Conservative Rick Jackson.
I spent Christmas Eve alone in a children's home. When I woke up, a Good Samaritan had left me $100.
Rick Jackson knows what it's like to go without. That's why he'll fight the career politicians who talk about cutting income taxes and property taxes, but always fail.
Unlike career politicians, I know how some extra money can change everything. That's why I'll freeze your property taxes and slash the income tax in half.
conservative businessman Rick Jackson will deliver major property tax relief that failed career politicians never will.
I'll get you a boatload of your money back, or I won't run again. It's as simple as that.
No more waiting and wavering from career politicians. It's time for real tax relief. Rick Jackson for Georgia. Paid for by Rick Jackson for Governor, Inc.
A little happy birthday in the news today. Stevie Wonder. On this day, 1971, on his 21st birthday, Stevie Wonder received all of his childhood earnings. Despite having earned $30 million to that point, he only got $1 million. Stevie Wonder today is 76.
Who stole it?
Years old. I don't know. I don't know. But that's hard to believe. Now, I don't know whether they kept the rest and gave it. I don't know. I don't know. It's a freaking mystery. Let's see. Birthday list. We got a little something here. Ewan Rion. You may not know the name. Ewan Rion is 41. Ewan Rion played Ramsay Snow on Game of Thrones. He's the psychopath who removed Theon Greyjoy's man's sword. He betrayed Robb Stark, and he orchestrated the Red Wedding ambush, and he totally abused Sansa Stark, and eventually Sansa fed him to his own dogs. Oh, my dogs would never hurt me, as that growling right in his face, and then ate him alive right there. Anyway, that actor, Ewan Rion's 41 years old. And let's see. That'll work. Mickey Madden from Maroon 5 is 47, in case that works. Let's see. We've got a Flounder's Funny coming up. One more. We'll do this one here. On this day in 1939, more than 900 Jews fleeing from the Nazis, the former Democrat Party of Germany, the 900 Jews depart from Hamburg for Cuba aboard a German liner called the St. Louis. All but 28 passengers were turned away by the Cuban government, turned away by the American government, and turned away by the Canadian government, and returned to Europe on this day in 1939, where most of them died in the Holocaust. Yeah. The events were the basis for the book and the movie Voyage of the Damned. Yeah. Started on this day in 1939.
Roosevelt turned them away.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not. Was it because they didn't want to? Again, it was 1939. Before there was a war for America, we were not. We did not want to get involved. We were afraid of starting something, and most Americans felt the same way. We didn't know. We just had World War I, and we had. And we just.
Yeah, but there's no excuse for not.
There's not
taking those people in.
Yeah,
none
absolutely.
whatsoever.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But again, that was the nature of the American public back then too. Was nobody wanted to go to war.
Rightfully so.
Right up until it, yeah. But that was
Europe dragged us into 2 world wars.
Yeah.
Europe is responsible for the way the world is today.
Yeah.
Not us. Europe,
and we're responsible for saving it.
We've been trying to fix it.
Yeah.
Not always the correct way, but we're the ones who've been trying to fix it.
Yeah.
Not Europe.
Yeah.
They break things.
Yeah. Incidentally, we mentioned earlier some of the scandals going on and the fraud being uncovered, and perhaps the biggest news of the day came out when ICE has dropped some fraud bombshells involving thousands of foreign students. The acting ICE enforcement director, Todd Lyons, today has announced investigators have uncovered 10,000 foreign students connected to suspect employers as part of a massive fraud scheme for the STEM optional practical training program. Again, this is one of those things where you set up an LLC or you set up an NGO and so forth, and you take all this millions of dollars in money, and it's all fake. And again, there was a case just caught, we mentioned today in Minnesota. Also, let's see, I got it right here. Rand Paul. In fact, let's play cut number 2 here, Jeff. Rand Paul and a CIA whistleblower at Rand Paul's Senate hearing today, where not one single Democrat showed up at the hearing as they were supposed to. Not one. Rand Paul talking to the whistleblower about the deep state and the cover-up by the CIA's own doctors concerning the COVID conspiracy. Cut number 2.
But your conclusion is that changing from the scientific consensus of it being from a lab to a neutral position by the CIA was significantly influenced by Anthony Fauci?
It was significantly influenced by Anthony Fauci's injecting himself into the IC. To go to the second part of your question about what happened, particularly during the 90-day study, we have documentation that shows that as of August 12th, the CIA was considering calling this a lab leak, August 12th of 2021. And then that changed on August 17th of 2021. Right. And unfortunately, because the CIA would not provide us documentation that we asked for, we have no idea why that changed.
Well, again, it turns out that the CIA's own doctors were involved in developing the gain-of-function research at the lab, and they were the same ones put in charge of investigating the origins of the COVID virus and whether it was just an accident by a monkey in the wild. I mean, they covered up themselves and then changed all the documents.
Stupid they think we are, that they'd sit there and say that it didn't come from the lab in Wuhan.
I mean, please. Again, I think the only question really was whether it was an accident or released it by accident or on purpose. And I don't think there's evidence they did it on purpose, which seemed to kind of counter. But who
Remember
knows?
when Jon Stewart went on Colbert and was saying that, how stupid they think we are to think it didn't come from that. And Colbert's like, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Remember, the funny part of it was, I remember when he said it exactly. He said, gee, what are the chances that a deadly virus that was being studied would be found at a big lab that said studying the Wuhan lab virus? And I mean, it's right there in the sign.
Yeah, the name of the lab was Wuhan.
Yeah, Wuhan Science Lab. Wow, what are the chances of that?
Somebody made a great point that the only lab that could do something like that in the U.S. would be in Omaha, and it's somehow, and they're going to say, no, it didn't come from the lab in Omaha. It came from the Steak and Shake 2 miles down the road. That's where it came from.
Yeah, if you want to really know the truth. They're covering it up. I mean, really, they just, we have been the victims of so much crap from the secret state that Donald Trump is trying to, the swamp that he's been trying to eliminate. And it's so deep, and I don't know almost every week there's...
What's astounding is that the millions of people that will so willingly swallow it because they don't want it to upset their little apple cart of their worldview.
Yeah. It's just hard to believe. Anyway, let's see. I've got almost out of time. 404-741-1230 if you have a last thought here with the camera.
It's like the Matrix, What? It's like they'd rather stay in the Matrix once they find out that that's not real. Well, but I'd rather stay here than do what's real,
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm actually up to here. I'm really done with all of it. And again, it's just because I'm this stage of my life, and it's something that I don't want to put up with it anymore.
We're tired of being lied to.
Yeah.
To our face.
Yeah. And with the election coming up and everything, boy, I hope we get these gas prices figured out by the end of the summer, and we'll be okay. If the gas prices by the end of the summer, we're going to be fine. We'll see. One more Flounder's Funny before we adios ourselves here. What do you got?
Let's say for fun the Earth is flat. Let's just say for fun the Earth is flat. Now what? You still got to go to work. What are we doing here, man? Who cares if it's shaped like a hexagon? You know what's shaped like a rectangle? An eviction notice. Get a job. It's so hard to walk around down there. And then the people the flat Earth people are like, well, I want to know because maybe the government's lying to me about the flat, and if the government's lying about that, they're lying about other things. Yeah, grow up. Yes. The government's lying to us. What's wrong with you? That's one of the best parts about being an adult. You wake up and you're just like, I'm getting out there and just keep walking. I want to know everything. I want top government. You work at Applebee's. You don't even know what's in the chicken fingers. Keep walking, dude. Stop this craziness. I want to know everything. You're not gonna grow up, dude. We're down here in the cheap seats.
Who's that again?
What was his name?
We don't remember.
Nathan McIntosh. Nathan McIntosh.
All right. Boys, have a great one. Jeff, thanks again for being here with us today. And boys, in the meantime, tomorrow, we'll do a Let Rip Thursday. Why not? Me, Christine, sing me home, baby, because I got to go. You're killing me. And go Braves. Look out. Herp, herp.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station.
Hours away from a high-stakes meeting. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News, as President Trump is set to sit down with China's President Xi Jinping.
President Trump is trying to turn the page after years of putting tremendous economic pressure on China, culminating, of course, with those Liberation Day tariffs. Things seem to be a lot better now at the start of the trip than they were a couple months ago when President Trump used many opportunities to say that China is ripping us off and that they had been ripping the United States off for years.
Fox's Peter Doocy in Beijing. Taiwan and the Iran conflict are likely to come up as China has expressed anger that the U.S. has sold weapons to Taiwan, and China gets a lot of oil from the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran has blocked. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu secretly went to the UAE. His office says it strengthened ties with the country, which normalized relations with Israel in 2020. This comes a day after U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee revealed Israel sent Iron Dome air defense weapons and personnel to operate them to the UAE. Iran has fired missiles at that country. A Utah woman who wrote a children's book about grief is convicted of murdering her husband.
Corey Richens telling the court,
I'm not perfect. I have succeeded and I have failed. As a person, as a wife, as a parent, we all do. I have done plenty of things I am not proud of.
A judge